keys are back. I guess we can start with this one and see if anyone hops in. That sounds like a plan. Right there. I like the way this little setup was set up. I can vibe with this. And I'm here for the one piece lo-fi while I'm finishing setting up reference. Let's get everything all nice and situated, but I want you all to see what I'm drawing. That way people know what it looks like. Where's Razorback? There's Razorback. Gather up all of the crew. It's time to shake our faces, brew. See when blows to bear. Who's the waves will be our guide. Oh, across the ocean side, waves of sunshine far and wide. Birds they sing of cheerful things and circles passing by. Bid farewell to Beavertown, sing so long to Port Renown. Sing the song, it won't be long before we're casting off. I could, no, because then I don't get enough visual. Like, that would have been cool to be able, if I can just, but I couldn't do that anyways, could I? Yes, I could. For right now, at least I could try. Let's try it. Maybe that'll look cooler. Maybe that'll look spiffier. If it's right there above it. And then that there. Put you there. Does that work? How about if I put this a little bit down? I think that works, right? And then we can finally start the podcast. I've been waiting for this since I finished the episode. The episode's stellar. Stellar as it continues to be.
Welcome to PLURIBUS.
Oh, it's not.
Podcast.
Damn it, hold on.
Intimate.
I don't want you to have the echo. Ah, you're over on that monitor. Boo. Boo to that monitor. Okay. I have like 20 monitors on like 7 computers, so I really need to make this a little bit more streamlined. Alright, let's try that again. Because I like having just this whole screen white as my... Oh, ready? Boosh, look at that. Rather than have a light that just adds a lot more shadow, I just have this screen that's vertical, just basically as a key light. That's thinking with your head. That's thinking like a smarty pants. Alright, now let's try it.
Insider conversation about the making of the Apple TV series with the cast and creators behind the show.
I want to make sure you
My name is Chris McCaleb. I'm one of the editors of PLURIBUS and the host of this podcast. If this is your first time tuning into the podcast,
I mean, you can just go on
this is
Apple
not a recap
Podcast
show.
and listen by
It's
yourself.
more of a freewheeling roundtable
That's not fun.
discussion,
It's more fun
totally
to do
unscripted, about the making of each episode. And if you haven't yet watched this week's episode, I definitely encourage you to
debating
do
listening
that
to
before
music
you
while
listen,
this is
because we'll
happening,
talk
but
about
these-
everything.
This is too
Now,
important.
this podcast is about episode 104, entitled "Please, Carol, Please, Carol, Please, Carol." You know what that is. Written by Allison Tatlock and directed by Zetna Fuentes. Now, in this episode, we meet our mystery man from Paraguay, Manusos. And back in Albuquerque, Carol acquires a kind of truth serum and tries to put Zosha into telling her how to put the world right. And that goes very wrong. Lots to
don't tell me my
discuss.
pen
But
is
before
dead,
we
I'll
start,
cry.
one technical
That's
note
fine.
about this podcast.
These things
We had a
charge
few
really fast.
audio issues with one of our
That's so
microphones,
stupid.
so occasionally you'll hear us transitioning in and out of our backup recording in
Oh,
order to
you
hear
got
what's
time to
being
talk to
said
me.
more clearly. Not ideal, but we'd rather be able to keep those parts of the
That's stupid.
conversation in the
Boo,
podcast
I say
rather
to
than
that.
getting rid of them, despite the slightly lesser audio quality. So I hope you can forgive us.
Can you all hear?
And
I need
now,
to know if you
without
can hear.
further ado,
you don't
I'd
have
like to
talk
welcome
if
our
you're not a big
guest,
talker.
executive producer
Just
and creator
put
of
a
the show,
Y.
Vince Gilligan.
Put a Y if you
Hey,
can hear
hey,
the
hey.
podcast.
Executive producer and writer of this episode, Allison Tatlock.
Hello.
Rock the Tatlock. Carol Sturka herself making a
someone
return
punch me.
appearance to the podcast, Ray Seahorn.
Hello.
Oh, she's
Hello,
on
Ray.
it this time?
Hi.
Bad.
And making his official
Bad.
debut on the podcast for the first time ever and in the first time in the show,
That's cool.
Manusos himself, Carlos Manuel Vesca.
Hola, buenas tardes. Hello, everyone.
Welcome to the podcast.
Wait, he speaks
you.
English.
What?
Hey, it's so good to have you here, man.
Yeah.
I should,
Lovely.
I should probably
incredible
put the
to-
microphone next to my face
And also
before I
with
do
us on the
anything.
ones and twos, the
That's
Wheels of
probably a start,
Steel,
right?
Our assistant editor, also editor and mixer of this podcast,
let's put
Nicholas
this
Tsai.
Hello.
This right here.
What's great is everybody, or a lot of people
Let's
who
put
aren't
this on,
normally
like,
necessarily
this right
in
here.
Los
How
Angeles,
about that?
where
How does
we
that
do
work
the
for you?
podcast. We really are in the writers' room. We set up microphones.
I'm
But
not a
everybody- lot of people
streamer.
are in
This
town
is
right
something that
now,
I'm trying to
because
do
the
just
premiere,
because
just to give you a little behind
the
the
show
scenes,
is
the premiere
amazing.
is this
so.
week, which we're all really excited about.
Yes.
So-
Oh, yeah.
It's 2 days, 48 hours from now.
That's
right?
crazy.
There-
Yeah,
thereabouts.
that's right.
I didn't. Sorry.
Undisclosed
A-OK,
location in
not
Los Angeles.
racist one.
Yeah, this is a big episode. We have a new unafflicted
Ah,
person. I mean, I guess we sort of had the introduction to Manusos
14%.
in the last
Give me
episode
like
with
2 more
Carol's
minutes and I'll start painting.
Right.
But now we actually get to see the other side of that conversation. Let's talk about it. I mean, how did
All right, I need
Vesca?
to put
And
the stream
you like to be
up
called
there,
Vesca. Well, everybody calls you Vesca.
Yeah, I just
chat,
think
I
it's
mean.
easier.
That's great.
Yeah.
Then Carlos Manuel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And my name's not Carlos. It's Carlos Manuel. So
Yes. right, exactly. So yeah, when you race down the street with
It
a
is not
scrum of
Carlos.
fans,
It's
you
Carlos
get an
Manuel.
autograph from this lovely gentleman here.
You dare
That's
mispronounce my
either
name.
as Carlos Manuel or
You
as
will
Vesca.
pay for your insolence.
Correct.
I've seen that, by the way. I've seen people go after this guy for autographs. You are
I'm just
much
trying to
beloved,
chat on this for now.
Yes.
This is
Yes,
this
he
is
is.
true.
and it's
Yeah,
only gonna get worse.
Just the
Yeah,
beginning.
this
like
is
the
just the
Beatles at a
beginning.
hard day's night,
Yes.
just being hounded, to hide behind.
Yeah, let's
a
move me
newspaper,
over.
just like the Beatles. These are topical references, right? The Beatles.
Do you know how much attention
Miller!
you found yourself hiding behind an actual print
Yeah,
newspaper?
yeah.
these
Where did
days?
you get that? People are like,
What's happening,
What
friends?
is that?
What is
Yeah.
that?
Where did you get that?
Here, I'll pause it for a second.
From the time of
I
the
tried to pause
Beatles.
the actual.
Yes.
from the time of the Beatles.
That's funny.
So I think probably the first thing that on everybody's mind, watching, it's certainly the teaser of this episode, is how
Here,
could
we'll
you
pause this for
possibly-
a second, and we'll let everyone get situated. Hi, friends. How goes it? I just got done watching the episode like an hour ago, but I said midnight, and then it took too long to set everything up because I haven't done this in forever. And I try to make it look, purty. I try to make it look spiffy for everybody. I don't want you guys are spending your time, your precious Thursday 1:42 a.m. Eastern. You're giving me your precious time. I want everything to look as where is it? As let me show you. Not that one. Sorry, hold on. This one. Professional. Professional, I say. Back to the art one. Oh, look at that. Bam. Bam. Oh, it's not on this one? What if I do this? No. I'm still trying to figure out how to do all of these because I set up a whole little thing to make it look as spiffy as humanly possible. That's fine. You don't have to. If you can listen, this like whole thing is just gonna be me. Like it's like I'll for sure. I'm happy to talk to everybody, but I want to at least get the painting started so people that hop on at least see something, not just half a blank screen. So that works out perfect. So we're gonna for the next. That's dope as fuck. What's up? What's happening, Transylvania? So funny story is I never drink wine, but I guess had dinner with my family from Boston. I hadn't seen them in a minute, and they gave me the rest of the wine because they never drink it. But I'm like, I never drink it, so I had a little bit of dinner just now. I know, late night dinner, and I poured me a glass. I haven't taken a sip out of it. I think I'm just gonna make some coffee, to be honest with you. But I want to at least take like a sip. What's cracking, Luanzi? Right, the setup's dope. I got all my this little thing right here. Just all my paintings from the last 5 years. It seems to be just doing the same ones though. It shouldn't be doing that. There's way too many for it to choose from for me to have seen the same one a couple times. If I see Mauler from Invincible again, we're gonna have problems. Randomizer. There's someone recognized. Sylvie recognized Holden Miller. There's the hell's his name? Murtry from season 4. I still need to finish The Expanse. I've got only 4 more episodes I think to edit, and then we're done. But let's get back to this for now.
Eaten so much disgusting dog food.
I knew we were going to talk about that.
I mean,
the dog food was disgusting.
Viscerally gross.
Yeah, horrifying.
To watch. It's one of those things. It turns your stomach.
It was
your
disgusting,
reaction
for
to
sure.
it, which is, I mean, we're not eating the food. I assume you're also not eating dog food. But do you want to talk about?
I think what he really ate is grosser.
I think you might be right, actually.
You tried it, right, Vince?
I did. I'm going to let Vesga describe it. But yeah, I did, and you know that expression, the gorge. I could feel the gorge rising in my throat.
Oh no!
I know what they're talking about. Yeah, I felt it.
I didn't think it was that bad. Not really.
I'm glad because you
Yeah.
eat a lot more of it
What
than
was
I did.
hard was eating so much of it. Yeah. And especially after lunch. It was full, and it was
that's disgusting.
pork pans that I had to.
Right, you should have saved your appetite for
I
the
know.
dog food.
You have to say,
know.
Vesca, that was bad planning on your part.
Yeah, that's
not
on you.
professional. Not professional.
Damn it, I keep
Also, just to
moving the
note that
chat.
we had a version of the dog food that was apparently not gross enough. And Vince Gilligan said, gotta be grosser.
Gotta be
And so
grosser.
Our brilliant props director,
There
Mark
we go, that
Hansen,
works for me.
cooked up an even grosser version.
It was
Um,
too
but you
dry.
said-
The original looked too dry. It needed.
I know,
light
I love, dude.
glistening off
Legit,
its
Amos is one of my
edges.
favorite
Viscous.
characters of all time.
Viscous.
Well,
They
tell
got
the
it.
people what it was.
I have a lot. If you haven't watched The
Nuggets
Expanse
and I think
stuff,
it's
I have a
broth. Is
lot
it
of Expanse
broth?
stuff on here.
Like this creamy.
I have all the
on
books.
top of it.
I
Yeah,
can't wait
there
for
was-
that new.
There was some broth, some extra broth added
So
in.
But congealed
new
so that it
game.
was gelatinous, which is lovely
Nice.
in any food.
So nice.
And was it in the script the sort of scraping of it with the lid? I mean, how did that? It's so you're selling the hell out of it. You're making it so uncomfortable to think about being in that situation.
I remember Mitch, Boom Guy.
Mitchell.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Mitch.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, Mitch. Yeah.
He was so lovely to me the whole time, and
He's a great guy.
yeah, we came close. And he said, "That time, you made me want to."
Throw up.
Yeah.
You don't wanna
Just
make
watching you, I went like,
You don't want to make the boom guy sick because he won't be able to cover his hands because he's holding the
know.
boom and he's
He's gonna
looming
drop
over
it on
you.
my head.
I know,
Yeah.
or drop something else on your
Yeah.
head. Yeah, you don't want that.
but I remember Zedna coming over, our director, and saying, "Too much. It's what you're doing is too excruciating. Is that a word? It's too much, and we need to leave stuff for what's coming to Manusa. So you can't really start at because
Oh, yeah.
I think I was overacting with the haggis.
I don't think it was acting. I mean, there's some wonderful acting in there, but that was just that was just like rank disgust, right? Was the thing?
Not really. I gotta say, I wasn't.
All
I
right.
wasn't grossed out or anything.
One of my favorite moments is when you actually kind of butch it up there, where it's like you start eating it, and yet the look on your face is just, damn it, I'm just going to enjoy this. I'm just, I love this.
But the telephone keeps ringing and
Right,
doesn't allow
right,
me
right,
to
right,
enjoy this as
right.
much as I
It's true, you learn a lot about you in that moment because some of us would maybe try to be stoic in front of others, but you're just by yourself and you're still
Right.
being such a
Yeah.
tough ass about it.
Yeah.
Now, where do we shoot that? The where Manusos is living in that sort of self-storage unit. Is that all practical, or is that a combination of set and practical?
The office is, right?
The interior was that.
It was an awesome
and
set.
Yes.
Oh my
So
God, that was
cool.
amazing.
Such a great set.
I mean, I know there's things that only Colombians will notice, but they built a game that people play in Colombia called
Right.
Frog.
Yeah, that was because
I
of you.
cannot believe you
well,
had that thing built.
But I think you, or did they build it or did they find one? But we had it because I think we'd said to you what would be the kind of things.
The sort of things, yeah.
And story-wise, technically, it's supposed to be Paraguay. But,
Right.
But your character is, as you described to us, it makes sense for your character to be Colombian,
Right.
which you are in real life, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. But that Frog game, it was like I don't know,
Did you
my
play it?
second experience shooting with you guys
Yeah, right.
in a new town in a different country. That was like, wait a minute, where am I? There's a Frog game here, and you painted it with the flag of Colombia's flag.
Right. We were thinking based
looks
on,
good.
on your discussions with me.
Like I said, I haven't
Allison
streamed in a
and
really
Jen,
long
and
time,
we
so I'm
were
happy
talked
that this
about, maybe it makes sense.
looks
we gotta
as
get a
spiffy as
backstory
I've been
into
trying to make it
where
look
this
for the last
gentleman,
God knows how
his
long.
family, his background is Colombia. Somehow he's transplanted himself to Paraguay. And didn't we talk about that?
We did.
Yeah.
We wanted to be really specific and so that it would track with your accent.
Oh,
So that
nice.
the specific way that you speak Spanish would feel authentic to the story that we were telling.
That's
So
amazing.
We wanted to set in Paraguay and also honor the fact that you're Colombian. And Denise Pizzini, of course, our incredible production designer, created this space, and then it was Ashley
know
Michelle
softball
Marsh,
does work.
our set decorator, who came up with all those really
Awesome work.
specific
Awesome
details.
work.
Yeah.
I have to say, when I started reading for the first time, when I read the
That's a start. That's a
script,
start.
and it said Paraguay, I completely panicked. And I texted Jen straight away and said, is this guy Paraguayan? Because that's an accent that I would have to really work. And this was like a month before we started. And I completely panicked.
Oh, wow.
This is honestly, if you said Argentinian, Chilean, Mexican, I don't know, Venezuelan, I could have done something with
Paraguayan
those.
is a very specific.
And something
a
that you
difficult one?
very hard, almost never hear.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Almost never.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice.
So that would have been, I would have to quit.
No, you'd get a dialect coach, and they'd give you time to study if that's what it had to be. Yeah.
The exterior of the office, just to go back to your question.
I mean, I
was
guess he only had
actually
one
shot
scene.
on location in Albuquerque at a storage
I know Gus
facility
is like
that needed to be transformed from
Italian,
the dry desert climate of Albuquerque
like Guatemalan, I
to
think.
be much more lush and damp, like South America, Paraguay.
And I'm glad you brought that up. And it is, I could literally, if you walk up that road, there's the chain link fence with the padlock on it. If you were to walk through that chain link fence and walk that road, which you see into the distance, when the woman is coming back and forth in the VW Beetle, if you walked up the road her VW Beetle disappears on, you run into, I think it's 4th Street in Albuquerque. From there, you could throw a rock across the street to Vernon's,
That looks okay.
the bar/restaurant that is where Helen has the world ends in episode 1.
Oh.
So it is literally, you could literally throw a rock across the street to Vernon's from there. And the other thing I love about the real self-storage place that you're describing is the office that Vezka's character, Manusos, works in, the one he's holed up in. That's a second story built onto a real self-storage unit that is a second story made out of basically wood and fake facing vinyl stuff that looks like it's made out of cinder block.
Just like a facade?
It's a facade. It's a
Wow.
facade. The second story where the office is does not exist. It was just, I think we put in the staircase
Yes,
too.
yes, added
Yeah.
staircase.
Wow.
The magic of the movies, it's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
We did an all-night shoot. At
I
least
feel like
one,
my
and
heavy
the
breathing is
crew
taking over, so
at
I'm going to
one point
lower it
was
while I'm
split
listening.
So that there was a second unit that was specifically shooting the storage units itself for that montage of searching through the storage units. Our incredible director, Zetna Fuentes.
Yay, is that not?
Intrepid person and amazing director and courage in so many aspects. There is one thing. She has one Achilles, an Achilles heel.
I don't know
if
this. What
you
was
will.
this? She seemed pretty bulletproof to me.
Exactly.
She's,
She's kind of,
And she is.
very
And
tough
she is.
and also very kind. Incredible combination. Really a dreamy person to work with. She does have one a bugaboo, so to speak, which is she really is not a fan. And none of us like them, but she really is not a fan of the cockroach. And this was an all-night shoot in Albuquerque and had nothing to do with the location specifically. It's just the climate and the timing. Let's just say by the middle of the night, there were a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Heard about that.
A lot of cockroaches.
Yeah. Oh, I would constantly tell her, don't look down.
Yeah.
Don't look down.
I think we had a little platform for her to stand on.
Yeah. I asked her how she got through it, and she's basically like you eating the haggis. Like she just had to steel herself and say, we are doing this. There's no way around but through and move forward.
Wow.
Yeah.
And she's lovely. She's a lovely lady. I'm sorry she couldn't be. She's in London, working in London. Otherwise, she would have been on this one too.
She was so patient with me.
Yeah.
I mean, that was my very first day.
Wow. That was your, so inside or outside?
Outside.
The outside part.
The
That was your
outside.
very
That was my
first day.
First day shooting, and I guess the first day is always hard, right, Ray?
Yeah.
For-
yeah. On
but
anything.
imagine you're in a different country working with the
I
industry
know.
that you never thought that you would work with.
Yeah, you and I had a lot of talks about like it's a change. Every set is different, but you had not worked in the U.S. on a
No.
set, and so there were a lot of things that you had to adjust to. What did you find was the biggest overall difference?
You know what? It was funny that I actually found a lot of things similar.
Okay.
That was like, oh, so we call this thing the same thing,
Mm.
and we do this the same way. The time to do your work.
Mm.
Over here, you're given time to
Right.
do your work.
Which I then spoiled it for him and said, "That's just this show. That's not. That's not all American
all
production."
Right. All right. Okay.
Uh,
But I do remember Rich did an introduction for me.
Rich Sickler, our first AD.
Just at the beginning of the night, he was, well, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that, and with us tonight is Bezga, and everybody was plotting, and it was like, hey, these people are really sweet. These people
Yeah.
that are top notch. I got to know everyone fine after that, but at the time, I just assumed if these people are here, it's because they are top notch, and they are being so welcoming
Yeah.
and so lovely and warm to me. You know.
Yeah.
In addition, we kind of always want to repay the favor, because I wish Gordon Smith was here, and because he went down to Colombia years ago.
Yes, he did.
Oh,
To
yes.
to
He
do
did.
there was a Colombian spinoff of
Yeah.
Breaking Bad called Metastases.
Yes.
What?
And he was sort of our guy on the ground there and did a wonderful job. It was a wonderful emissary for us. I was sorry I couldn't make it. I hate to admit I've never been to Colombia. I've had 2 chances now on that.
Hopefully this
and-
time you'll come.
Yeah, I would love to, but everyone was warm and wonderful to him. He did mention that things move a lot faster in productions in Colombia. But
Yeah, at that time they'd probably be doing, I don't know, 18, 20 scenes a day.
Specifically for
Wow.
telenovelas, or
No, this was
any
like a
Colombian-
series kind
oh,
of.
oh, for that. Oh, for
It
that.
was,
Yeah.
Oh, I
and
see.
No, but
not to
I
correct-
think
it was
every
a remake
genre.
of, it was like, it wasn't,
was-
it was a remake of Breaking Bad.
Yes.
Yes.
In their own.
Well, they
Language
landed it
and-
in the context, in the
Yeah.
Colombian
Yeah.
context.
Yeah.
I remember
yeah.
when Gordon came back from that.
he had a great time, and he
Yeah.
loved
Yeah.
everybody down there, and they were wonderful to him. And I thought we were going to do more of those. That was Colombia was the country who said we'd like to make a country-specific remake
Amazing.
of Breaking Bad, and they went to Sony, and Sony came to me, and I thought that's really cool.
Mm.
And we thought there'd be more, but no, but it was fun doing that one. It was a neat thing. They remade all 62
Wow, I wanna
episodes.
see this.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, you're
Yeah.
talking about having the time to do things. I was told that in Manusso's notebook, when he's
Oh, yeah.
tracking all of the radio frequencies,
Yeah.
that's actually your handwriting.
It is.
And that how long did it take you to do that? I mean, there's a lot of writing in those books.
But before I started shooting that, I had a lot of time in my hand. So yeah, I could do it. The thing is, I could tell that I was tired when I couldn't move my fingers when I was
Oh
writing
my
those
God.
those frequencies. See, the thing is for Manusas, and Manusas, the first time we see him, is that I couldn't really rehearse the scene because it was all actions.
Mm.
There was no text. So I knew what was going on. I knew, okay, so he's gonna dial this thing, and he's gonna be listening to the clock and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't really prepare. I had to wait to get to set, and the director tell me, okay, so this is how you are going to.
Right. I hadn't
know?
thought of that. That'd be
So-
tough. That'd make you even more nervous, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I hadn't
I was a
thought of
nerve
that.
wrack. I was like, okay, so I didn't prepare for this because I couldn't. I would think if I rehearse this way, it'll be fixed, and I'll come to set and they're gonna tell me, no, it's this way.
Mm.
The
You were-
radio's not here; it's gonna be there.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Sure.
so it was quite the like the music sheet that you have to
Gotta
learn
sight
on the
read.
spot. you
Yeah,
know?
right.
Mhm.
But
It
you,
was lovely.
you
It was
did
lovely.
Did a great
what
job, man.
what a challenge! It was great.
Speaking of, I love the music that's all through Manusas' introduction. Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved all the music that Thomas G. as well as Dave Porter put in there
Yeah.
for all of the Manusas intro stuff. It's just all so great. I mean, I've always loved what they do with music, but there was something just really cool about the story introduction of your character and how the music was illustrating some of
I
those
got it.
points without ever telling you exactly what to think. It was awesome.
I agree. And everybody, when you got that warm welcome, this is partly because it's a great group of people who do welcome, new folks warmly. And also because I think there was a genuine excitement to establish and introduce this whole new flavor, a whole new character. Like, we're taking you now, audience, to a different world. And everybody was rooting for you and also genuinely fired up about it.
Yeah.
True. I mean, I felt like, okay, they're not just welcoming me; they are bringing me into the family.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
It was so moving. I still think about it.
That's awesome.
That needle drop, by the way, is called Sumac by an artist called Loris, Loris.
Loved it.
I'm sure, like many people, very surprised to see the actual mayor of Albuquerque,
Yes.
Tim Keller.
Yeah.
How did that happen? Where did that idea come from? And at what point was he brought into the process and having to clear that?
Well, Vince Gilligan is the unofficial mayor. So obviously, the unofficial mayor reached out to the official mayor, and finally they came together.
Tim Keller's a cool guy. I had met him once or twice over the years. Spent a little bit of time with him. He might be America's most handsome mayor. He looks a lot like Aaron Eckhart.
He's a
And-
very handsome mayor.
Yeah.
He is.
And we reached out and said, would you be up for this? And he showed up. He spent the day on the set, and he had some folks with him. And he was doing work in between. He was like taking phone calls and doing like
Mayor stuff.
mayor stuff,
Sure.
mayor work. And he's really good. He's like a natural. He was really funny.
He did a great job.
Totally game. It was very hot, and he had to be out
Oh, yes,
there
it was.
sweeping
Oh.
the asphalt and cleaning up with the rest of the cleanup crew, and he was totally in it.
Yeah, he was great.
It's great. He does look like an actor playing a mayor, even
He
though
does.
he isn't
That's what
actually.
I
It is crazy.
He is the real, for folks watching, that was the real mayor of Albuquerque.
Yep.
Yeah, the current mayor, absolutely.
As pictured in the airport.
That's right.
That's
yeah, how you
right.
know.
That's right.
Whenever I go back, I see his face coming down the escalator.
And it's in the first episode. That's right. That was just
Oh, that's right.
a fluky bit of happenstance, but it worked out great. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Another person in that scene is Jeff Hiller.
The brilliant Jeff
Oh.
Hiller.
We were so excited
The
to be
best.
able to work with him, and man, was he a dream.
And man, did he deserve that Emmy he just got.
Yes.
So
Yes.
excited for him.
Congratulations, Jeff.
He's so
Yes.
great.
He is wonderful. And I've loved his work for a long time, and I loved him as a human as soon as we started chatting and hanging out. And when he told me, "Wait do you see what I'm wearing?" and then came to set in what I think is a singlet masquerading as a bike uniform. And he's a very tall guy, and it's a very short costume. I was dying laughing, and he knew it was quite funny as well, but it's also telling the story of these people were in the middle of whatever they were in the middle of when this thing happened, and they haven't gotten to a place of changing those clothes yet. We were laughing about his costume, and Vince, you happened to be like wandering by or overheard it, and you offered appropriately so, like, well, your character doesn't have any, because he was saying it's also hot and now it's starting to ride up in the front. And
Oh,
Vince
no.
was saying,
That's not where you want things to ride
no,
up.
and Vince was like, right, but these people, they don't have any vanity. They
Right.
don't care. And Jeff, under his breath, he goes, but Jeff does.
He was such a good sport.
He was a trooper.
Yeah.
He was a trooper.
This was
God bless him.
our brilliant costume designer, Jennifer
Jennifer
Bryan.
Bryan.
She
Yeah.
had a vision.
It was so good.
Her vision was realized.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
The first time I watched that scene, I couldn't, with that fantastic scene, which I do want to talk about, the content of that scene.
Oh God.
But I just couldn't figure out why he looks so familiar to me. I mean, I've seen him in things, but like, I feel like, do I know him? And then months later, like not that long ago, Jen sent me some pages from his memoir that was recently published. And he talks about an experience he had. And I realized he was in this like big national Snickers campaign many years ago
really?
with my good friend Chris Sullivan.
Oh my God.
Friend of the podcast, Chris Sullivan, for no reason in particular. And-
Two of the tallest Snicker eaters
Yes.
ever. Both
Yes.
those guys.
Wow.
Yes, they were like, one of them was a Viking and one of them was, it was this very funny ad campaign that they did, like many different spots, and they were at the Super Bowl and all that. And I realized, oh, that's why I know his face, because I had seen all of Sully's ads. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
small world. But that scene, so let's talk about that scene, the writing of it, the shooting of it.
Yeah, I had seen Jeff in Somebody Somewhere as well as some other things, and he's so great. And we got to talking about the scene, and that scene from the second it came out in the script was making any of us in the arts cringe. It's like your worst nightmare to find out that people actually think you're just doing popcorn fare, or you're a hack, or that your partner actually doesn't think as highly of your work as you thought. Although I think Carol suspected some of what she's asking. And the whole point is, it's just such a brilliantly written scene. Miss Tatlock, she is trying to figure out, is it possible for these people to lie? And she knows that they have this imperative to please her. So she's trying to ask things that would not please her to hear, but she suspects might be truths. That how are they going to tell the truth while not upsetting her, and which one will win out? And so the fact that she drills down on that particular subject, I think, means she suspected some things.
Yeah. We were very excited to see you, to imagine you and then see you realize this scene. It's one of those scenes where, first of all, a pleasure to write. It's almost like writing a little play in the middle of a script. And
Yes.
just have two people kind of getting into it across from each other. And
It was like a one-act play.
yeah, and that's how Zetna shot it. Like you guys played it all the way through many times over and over and over before she started getting pieces. So both of the actors had to be uber prepared, which of course you both were, and then be able to run it as its own little kind of experience together as you went on this journey. It was extra fun to write as a
Sorry. I went too far, and I think that they made it hit pause. Alright? Is that what happened? I feel like that's what happened. Come on. I never use headphones, but I didn't want there to be an echo with the audio. But I hope you guys are having fun. I feel like this is coming along slightly quickly. It could look better at this stage, but give it time. Give it time. Give it time. Give it time. Oh yeah, that's right. You can't hear me. Oh yeah, that's right. You can't hear me. I said that my headphones. Oh yeah, that's true. The wine. All right, here. Cheers to all of you, because I don't want to waste this wine. Ah, disgusting. Ugh. I always say I'm the most boring bartender in South Florida. Because, like, I just don't really care to drink at all. That is just not my cup of tea. Did I finish? What is my cup of tea? I didn't realize I finished that. I thought I had some more of my cup of tea. Well, my cup of coffee is almost ready, so. But why isn't this playing anymore? It is still playing, but why don't I hear it? Is this not on? Yeah, that's on. Elo Air.
See
Cool.
these
There we
characters
go.
having to wrestle with saying an uncomfortable truth to Carol, but they aren't liars, but how much can they lawyer their way out of how they articulate what they need to say?
Let
And
me deduce.
he just, we were both like in tears afterwards, and he was like, this is, I don't remember the last time I was given the luxury to just like work on something like this. And
Yo, man, Apple
it's
gets
kind
their
of
freaking my
like-
credits sometimes.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
This
I
is
love
my
how I got
iPad
to
that I'm
visit
painting
day,
on.
and you guys were so good. Allison gave you
Psh,
such good
every
stuff.
bartender
Xavier
I know
did
is
such
a
good job
mad
selecting it,
alcoholic.
and it was just a
And they
pleasure
all come to my
watching you
bar,
guys.
'cause
How
my
do
bar
you-
is
let
open
me
till
ask you
4
this,
in the
how do
morning.
you memorize all that stuff? Like, it's amazing. Then that was one day of shooting, right? Did that whole scene in one
We
day?
did that scene for the whole day.
Wow.
Right back. Coffee's ready.
It's so funny, no matter what you do or how long you do it. Like, I still think, Vesca, you can tell me if you feel differently. I still feel like the number one question you do get from people outside of our business entirely is like, how are you guys memorizing those lines? Because in their head, they're thinking, I couldn't do in excess of 8 items at the grocery store without writing it down. Do you know what I mean? But I tell them, if you think about it like I'm memorizing a random list, 8 pages of random words, then it would be impossible. And we start macro and we go micro, I think most of us, of just like, I'm memorizing the beats of a conversation. And so if I ask somebody to, in general, repeat the different points of conversation we've had today since we started the podcast, introducing, Vesca, introducing each of us, and go through, and obviously we exercise that part of our brain quite a bit doing what we do, but you're doing the chunks of what was the conversation and when did it shift and to what degree, and then you're getting more and more micro of what are the sentences that were in that chunk. It's easier if somebody's other line cues your line in a direct way of like, where do you want to go to dinner? Let's do Thai food. Is easier than where do you want to go to dinner? I've never seen those shoes. Like, that's always harder because you're your own internal monologue. I do them over and over. I handwrite them over and over. Some people listen to their lines over and over. And then I also, unless somebody chains me to the floor and won't let me, I go and find my scene partner and run it with them because I truly think anybody, and we've all been there, like you're an actor in a hotel doing your lines by yourself, and the first time you say them out loud is when you got set and they yelled action. It's just such a huge, giant additional obstacle to trying to do a good job. It's better to say them out loud with each other.
I think that's awesome how you do that. Did you and Jeff get to do that? Did you
Yeah.
get to? You ran lines like at your
Yeah,
house
Jeff
or
came
something?
over to my rental place and we talked about the scene, and I said, we're not going to lock in anything. You're going to discover with Zetna and with Allison and Vince, like, what this brand of the others is. What are we seeing that's new? What are we seeing that's established? But he was just excited to talk about character and talk about episodes that he had not seen because he's just arriving with us, and then run the lines. And yeah, he did say, it was like, I don't remember the last time I was able to do this, where you could go and run the lines and rehearse things beforehand. And I was like, well, it's only going to make the show better. It's only going to make me better too.
That's awesome. I got to imagine a big part of the conversation was what in the hell is going on in this show?
Oh, for sure. And I had to I got a lot of that from guest stars. I'm like,
Okay,
do
I'm
you
back,
know
I'm back.
what's wrong with these people? Do you know how big?
We're
a
gonna have to
smile is?
rewind
And I
for
was
me,
like,
though,
funny you
so
should
you're all
ask.
gonna
It's
have
a
to
very
suffer.
finely tuned modulation going on with how much these people smile, because you can't look high as a kite. You can't look like a robot.
All right.
What you do or how long you do
Sorry
it,
if you
like,
have to
I
listen to
still
this
think-
over again.
Vesca, you can tell me if you feel differently. I still feel like the number one question you do get from
But
people
look at-
outside of our business entirely is like, how are you guys memorizing those lines?
Look at that
Because in
coffee.
their head, they're thinking,
Look at how beautiful that
I
coffee is.
couldn't do in excess
Amazing.
of 8 items at the grocery store without
Oh,
writing it
let me
down. Do you know
record
what I
how
mean?
beautiful this coffee
But I
is.
tell them, if you think about it like I'm
I
memorizing
want to record for posterity.
a random list, 8
How
pages
beautiful
of
this
random
coffee is.
words, then it would be impossible. And we start macro and we go micro, I think most of us, of just like, I'm memorizing the
Delicious.
beats of a conversation, and so if
Delicious.
I ask somebody to, in general, repeat the different points of conversation we've had today since we started the podcast, introducing, Vesca, introducing each of us, and go through,
Why
and
is
obviously
there-
we exercise that part of our brain quite a bit doing what we do, but you're doing the chunks of what was the conversation and when did it shift and to what degree, and then you're getting more and
Oh.
more micro of what are the sentences that
Of
are in
course
that
it's cinnamon.
chunk. It's easier if somebody's other line.
My coffees
proves
turn
your
into
line in a direct
milkshakes.
way of,
Oh,
like,
you know,
where
I
do
gu-
wanna
I guess
go to
realize I can
dinner?
do this. Hold
Let's
on.
do Thai food is easier than where do you want to go to dinner? I've never seen those shoes. Like, that's always harder because you're your own internal monologue. I do them over and over. I handwrite them over and over. Some people listen to their lines over and over. And then I also, unless somebody chains me to the floor and won't let me, I go and find my scene partner and run it with them because I truly think anybody, and we've all been there, like you're an actor in a hotel doing your lines by yourself, and the first time you say them out loud is when you got to set and they yelled action. It's just such a huge, giant additional obstacle to trying to do a good job. It's
Make
better
the
to say them out
background
loud.
even
I
fancier.
think that's awesome how you do that. Did you
The
and Jeff get to do
fanciness.
that? Did you
Yeah.
get to, you ran lines like
The
like
fanciness.
Came over to my rental place and we talked about the scene, and I said, we're not going to lock in anything. You're going to discover with Zetna and with Allison and Vince, like, what this brand of the others is. What are we seeing that's new? What are we seeing that's established? But he was just excited to talk about character and talk about episodes that he had not seen because he's just arriving with us, and then run the lines. And yeah, he did say, it was like, I don't remember the last time I was able to do this where you could go and run the lines and rehearse things beforehand. And I was like, well, it's only going to make the show better. It's only going to make me better too.
That's awesome. I got to imagine a big part of the conversation was what in the hell is going on in this show?
Oh, for sure. And I had to I got a lot of that from guest stars. I'm like, do you know what's wrong with these people? Do you know how big a smile is? And I was like, funny you should ask. It's a very finely tuned modulation going on with how much these people smile. Because you can't look high as a kite. You can't look like a robot. You can't look sinister. You have to look like you're thinking. But it was a lot for those people to dial in. But yeah, most of the time he had questions about exactly what was going on. I was like, I'm gonna let somebody else answer that because I have the pleasure of playing someone that has no idea what's going on.
And these are very fair questions. It's very difficult. The job that Jeff and these other guest stars have to do
Carolina,
is,
really
to
hard.
find this balance of I'm a very good-natured person and I'm also authentic. I don't feel fake in my smiling. And I also, it takes a lot to bring me down. I mean, to find that right balance. And then in a 7-page scene, the scene we're talking about, I believe, was 7 pages.
Yeah, I think so.
So to find the sort of variety to play different beats within the scene when you know
Oh,
that
I
this
lost all the
character is
others- all
wired
the other
so
colors.
specifically, it's quite challenging. And
Very challenging. And
Yeah.
yet the mayor got it right away. One
Wow.
line just killed it, crushed it.
Now there's a pro.
Right?
You know, Ray, you said something. you said the phrase "high as a kite,"
Yes.
which is something that Carol does in this episode.
She does.
Carol gets quite high. Do you guys want to talk about writing and shooting that? I assume you had some fun coming up with some of the crazy things.
I know
that
there's a ton
Carol
of
was doing.
material for the extras on DVD.
lots of good outtakes.
A lot of great outtakes.
We couldn't use everything, which was actually painful for me. I understood.
including the scripted me singing Melissa Etheridge.
Yes,
That
Ray
was in
sang
script.
Melissa Etheridge at the top of her lungs, and it
Come
didn't
through
make it
my
into the
window.
show. That's how much good stuff we had.
There's a lot of good stuff.
It was fun. It was very funny. And I would say, though, in all seriousness, some of the technically challenging stuff was finding the tone. How comedic can it be? And so I think we did a lot of material partially so that it could be found of this constant balance in this show of how comedic can a moment be and be supported with this very dramatic moment happening over here, and where is this tone, and it shouldn't be cutesy. And I think sometimes it was getting cutesy, probably because of me, but but we were given the space to push it as dramatically. I think we all were really happy that when I was given license to also let some of it be very real and very dark, that her I miss you and crying about her wife. It didn't say it was about her wife, but I thought clearly.
That's so great. I've been trying to talk about how much the comedy for this show ends up being so like it's hard to describe it as comedy because it's really not. But she was just saying how like it's so hard to find the right balance where you're not trying to be cutesy, you're not trying to be funny, you're trying to find the right balance. That they do find the perfect balance. I mean, I know my bar. I mean, I know my stuff. I've been a bartender for 15 years. I make a mean, like, you know, like my margarita is probably the best, but like bartending is opening a Bud Light, making a Jack and Coke. It's not like it's like rocket science. It's just being able to deal with people. But the fact that I'm a bartender that works usually by himself until 4 o'clock in the morning in a hole in the wall in South Florida, I've become a little on edge. I always say, like, look, I have the anime vein of people that like get angry, like ah, like look at that, look at that. That's gross, right? That's all from That's all from bartending. I had to yell at like I forgot how many people the other night. There was a whole crowd of people in the parking lot because they were all arguing with each other because this drunk lady was like all over other girls' guys. So then they were all getting ready to fight each other. I guess go outside. I'm like, what the fuck are you all doing? Like, oh, we're sorry. Like it takes a long time because I was such a dude. I was the quietest, would have never yelled at anybody for anything type person my entire life. I can't believe how mean of a person bartending turned me into. Just when it comes to being a bartender. Once I'm no longer on the clock, like there's nothing you can do to upset me. Like I couldn't care less. It's just having to keep the peace with a bunch of drunken fucking 50-year-olds and 40-year-olds and 30-year-olds and 20-year-olds and they're all together and they're all drunk and it's 4 a.m. and they're all idiots. I love that, don't get me wrong. But man, I get some idiots in that motherfucker. All right, back to the show. Previously on Lost.
You would go to that place as well, like drunk crying kind of feeling. So it was really great to find those things. So that was technically challenging. And then the other thing was on the day I was told, or maybe the day before, probably like even the week before, but this idea that some of the footage would be the footage that Carol was doing herself, right? And then I was told that's the only footage, that it wouldn't be covered by other cameras. I was like, oh, that's cool. That's really interesting. It wasn't until like 2 days before we filmed it that I thought, oh, well, then it would have to be a continuous take. I thought, because what was it? Was it 2 or 3 pages of pieces you'd written, like singing Melissa Etheridge, and then it was reading from her own book? And
yeah, it was quite a bit.
It was a lot. And I thought they were disjointed pieces. And then when I realized you need the option of being able to take full pieces of the take with those things together, I was like, oh, well, the funniest, while still being the most grounded way and heartfelt way for her to be in that space is to connect these seemingly very disparate things. Because someone on drugs, or it's like if you drank too much, like you're connecting two thoughts, even though everybody else looks insane. To the drunk, it totally makes sense to talk about this thing and then that thing and then that thing. So that was challenging, but really fun. I had written in the connective tissue between each of these things of why she would start reading from her book after whatever, singing Melissa Etheridge and stuff. I would add things in. I think I put the sweater on and then was like, I'm a professor, which led her to like reading from her book. Like, I was doing anything I could to like, because I also had to memorize, like we were talking about memorizing lines, completely disjointed chunks that are not taken off any cue. So that's what I did. I wrote the middles.
Yes, this was an incredible collaboration between writers, director, and actor, and it was kind of wild to watch it come to life. We were watching in real time as the incredible Ray Seahorn found her way from one piece. There was like a lot of planning.
Of things that were crew inside jokes.
There was also some improvisation.
There was some improv, yes.
And it was hard not to laugh. We were all tamping down. There was a lot of church giggles at the monitor and Video Village, and a huge round of applause when it was over, because it was
How
like
long a take was
That's
it?
what
How
I was
long?
about. Yeah.
Long. long. I mean, those were long.
Yeah,
takes.
more than one and long. And then also there were
Then we broke up into
pieces were
pieces.
picked up.
But there was some
But
shot
watching
continuous.
the whole thing was incredible, and I was so
10 minutes.
dazzled.
Wow.
I feel like if there was video of Zetna and me, I would have, my the slack jawed. I was mesmerized watching you move from one piece of the event to the next. And some of the funniest stuff I thought came out of that because your voice would stop doing.
Yes. It was fun. It was fun.
And,
was a lot of
and then
fun.
later when you're shooting the part with you watching it,
Horrifying.
did you actually watch what it was, or were you just?
They did
reacting?
they made a cut, a mini cut for me to watch for that I had not seen
Skip
yet.
McDonald.
Yes, Skip.
A feat of editing as well, we should say, because
yeah.
Skip
Oh,
did have to
incredible.
cull through all of this
Yes.
stuff
Yeah.
and then help us.
Yeah.
But I love
That was
the way that you play that. I think anybody who's ever seen a video of themselves drunk
Yeah.
or doing something maybe you don't even remember,
Yeah.
perhaps.
Yep.
I mean, I can't say for sure that is my experience, but
Oh,
it's just like, oh no, I don't want to. I can't. I can't.
No, no.
It's
Mm-mm.
embarrassing,
so
and the
delicate.
crying is tragic. I mean, Vince and I both felt very sad watching that, and just the fact that you were able to go there while also being in the.
I deleted the camera layer. Now I'm sad. The camera, the part that has the camera. I was looking at it. I'm like, wait, where's the camera? And I'm looking at my layers. I don't know where these layers went. All I did was... The only thing that I can think of is that my dumbass wrote "Be back for coffee" on that layer. And instead of just undoing it until it wasn't there anymore, I assumed it was its own layer and I deleted it. And I could undo back to where it was and get it back, but then that would ruin all the progress that I just made. I might be able... All right, hold on. Let me try this. No, God damn it. It would just be easier just to do the camera again. It wasn't that detailed to begin with. Sad face, though. Why don't I hear anything? Did this die? No. I didn't put that on low. Why don't I hear the sound anymore? A lot of malfunctionings tonight. That's all I got to say. Awful lot of malfunctions tonight. I'm gonna have to raw dog the camera.
Of the event to
Straight
the
up.
next. and
I
some
wonder
of
why
the
you did that
funniest
just now,
stuff
but
I
whatever,
thought
that's
came out
fine.
of that because your voice would stop doing.
Yes.
Here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna watch me raw dog that camera right now.
And then later,
And you're gonna
when
watch
shooting
me
the
raw
part
dog.
with you
You're gonna watch me
watching
raw dog it even better. Ready?
Did you actually watch what it was, or were you just?
They did
reacting?
they made a cut, a mini cut for me to watch for that I had not seen
Skip
yet.
McDonald.
Yes, Skip.
A feat of editing as well, we should
Y-
say, because
yeah.
Skip
Oh,
did have to
incredible.
cull through all of this
Yes.
stuff
Yeah.
and then help us.
Yeah.
But I love
That was
the way that you play that. I think anybody who's ever seen a video of themselves drunk
Yeah.
or doing something maybe you don't even remember,
Yeah.
perhaps.
Yep.
I mean, I can't say for sure that is my experience, but it's just like, oh no, I don't want to. I can't.
No. No.
It's
Mhm.
embarrassing,
so
and the
delicate.
crying is tragic. I mean, Vince and I
As a bartender,
felt
that's why I
very
don't get
sad
drunk.
Watching that, and just the fact that you were able to go
I
there.
see enough
while
drunk
also being
people.
in these other-
It does
Well,
not
then
look fun to
Carol's-
me.
I mean, it's both Carol, but then your reaction watching it sober, it chokes you up. It's just the viewer. I mean, because
Yeah.
your reaction.
What? What happened? Why did it die? What happened? No. Sad face. Why does it keep doing that? I don't understand. It has to be these headphones.
Like yay me, or good job me, or whatever in the
That's
stage
weird.
direction. So it
Because
was
these
very
headphones are
Like,
old
how
and I just
annoying
never
is that
use them
shit? Yeah,
anymore.
right.
So I don't know, maybe they're
Yes.
broken or something.
I am correct.
I know. For a second, she's like, I'm glad someone else thinks the way I do. And it's like, it's you.
You really adamantly agree with
That's how
yourself.
sad her life is at this point. She's like, someone's on my side. It's me.
It's me. This episode ends with what is referred to, I think, in the script and around the office as the convergence
Oh, God,
of
yes.
of when she affects Zosha and they all crowd around her, those please Carol, and kind of leaving us on this note of where is this going next. I know that sequence, that convergence, I know that they started rehearsing that days before to try and get all of that. You know, how
The
involved
background
were,
artists were incredible.
Amazing, yeah.
Incredible. We had to shoot it for multiple days, and
And it was very hot. Very, very hot.
so hot.
Well, Rich Sickler, our AD, had the great idea to map it out inside. So we did kind of a pre-rehearsal rehearsal.
Right, on a sound.
Inside
empty part
on,
of the
on our
soundstage.
stages,
Yeah,
yes, and taped it out, and so to give sense of what it would be like without being out in the blazing heat. So there was like the pre-rehearsal and then rehearsal
really smart.
and then shooting. And then of course we had the support of our movement expert, Nito.
Nito, yeah. We had Nito. You may have heard Nito on the bonus episode from 101.
Right. And then Sherry Montesano and Ashlyn Padilla and their team trying to figure out these tears that are running down these people's faces. A shout out to Carolina as well. How to cry without looking pained is a very difficult thing because they aren't experiencing the emotional anguish as much as just the tears are flowing. And then all the other people, because Carolina's character has been altered by the drugs that Carol has given her. So she's feeling more than they are in a way, or at least allowing her physical body is allowing itself to do things that the rest of them are not. And then they had to figure out how to get tears. I think it was vitamin E oil and stuff because they have to stay there. It's not like people are squeezing their eyes and crying. And then how do you get that to show with bright sunlight on their face was quite the feat, and running around doing 150 people.
I voted for onions, bags of onions. Stick them in everybody's face right before we.
Right.
Carolina did have a combination of real tears.
She did, and so did
Yeah.
many people there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not taking
I mean,
away
I
from
wanted
what
to
she
cry
did.
just because it was so hot.
No, it was more. It was more her character, what it's at least going through a thing, and well, so are they, because they're all of one mind. Yeah, I don't take anything away from what any of them were doing, but it was mostly the background artists that would need to have this sort of almost continuous look that would be impossible to create as a human being for the takes and the angles and everything.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
No, Carolina was
Never.
brilliant.
Yes.
Loanzi, you wanna cover that for me
Maybe
so I
I
can
was
cover my
generally
bases as to where the
behind
term
scenes
raw
photos
dog
of How
originates?
many people had battery operated fans on me, and it was not because like, oh, number one has to be kept cool while the rest of you sweat. It was because I sweat like a boy who's been forced to like go to camp to learn sports or something. I'm soaking. That's how I sweat. It's not perspiring. It's not glowing. It is soaking wet hair within seconds.
That's
It's
funny.
the resets. It kills
I
me
kinda
because
do
my
that
hair's
too,
soaking wet,
'cause
and
I'm a
I've gotta
fat
dry it to
Italian
look
guy.
like the beginning. I have multiple shirts for so many costumes that shouldn't need multiple shirts because of the amount of sweat.
Sweaty
Well, I
people,
say good
sweaty
for you for
people
sweating on
unite.
camera. Women sweat.
I love you,
And
Ray.
as Vince knows, because I called it out during the edit, I love the moment where you decide to sniff your pit when you get into that funky.
Ew, I didn't see that part.
It was part and parcel.
Oh, yeah, that's
of,
right, when
like,
she gets
in
into the
these
police car.
Very dark moments, like that. There's just something that's very observationally human, funny. And I was like, so I drive this car now? And you're like, no. Even at the depths of her despair, she decides this smells too much. Even I am above this.
Well, as we wrap up, I just want to give two shout outs. One, a couple of people that appear on screen. One is Allison's husband,
Yeah.
David Wyatter,
Yes.
who is
Here,
the
here.
hospital worker who Carol asked for heroin from.
Yes.
And then right at the end there, the person giving CPR using the AED machine, the defibrillator, is Rosa Estrada,
Yeah.
who was the fabled medic from Better Call Saul, who, you know, saved Bob Odenkirk's life.
Yeah,
that,
that was
her.
that crazy day.
I don't
Was
want to.
any of that
No.
inspired by that? Like,
I might not have gotten to that
because
part
I
yet.
had never even thought about those machines. And then
I'm gonna have
once
to
that
turn this
happened,
off. Hold on. I'm gonna
we
wait until
all
they get
took
done talking
training.
because I'm still watching Better Call
and
Saul.
we
I'm watching
all-
Better
we
Call
have
Saul right
one
now.
in the kitchen.
I just
and
met
it's
Lalo.
just
Here
something-
we're
So
in the
just on the
writers'
off
Yeah.
chance they're talking about
post-production
something that I haven't
office, we
seen
have
yet.
one in the kitchen.
I don't wanna
an
wanna hear
AED
it.
machine. And, I mean, I'll never forget that. Ray, I know you.
I feel like
won't
it's
either.
almost over anyway.
It was the day that happened, and it was Rosa Estrada, and it was Angie Meyer,
Yep.
our first AD, who was doing chest compressions. Yeah, I mean, who better to play that scene in this episode than Rosa? So, yeah.
And I don't think we didn't consciously push the story in that direction because of that
good?
experience. But once we decided that this was where the story was going, we were very aware that people, including you, Ray, had been through this traumatic experience on the set. And I do remember we all felt a little bit protective of you, that you would have to go through this scene having been through this real life experience.
You guys were very
Bob.
sweet when I am trying to resuscitate my wife as well in the pilot.
Exactly.
And we've had a bunch of that in this thing so far. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
but
a
no,
rough
everybody
one.
was very kind about it and helpful and all of that. I felt okay about.
Did I miss
it
something
would have felt wrong to
important?
prostitute that experience into this. It was not something that I sat off to the side and thought like, okay, here's how I'll squeeze fear or tears out. You know, having said that, I'm aware of the variety of reactions one can have, like that people have when something like that is happening.
Well, we'll have to wait until next week to find out what happens. But thank you all for coming in and on a Sunday to record this, and thank you all for listening.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Thank
yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. This was awesome.
All right. Thank you so much to Carlos Manuel Vesca, Ray Seahorn, Allison Tatlock, and Vince Gilligan. And thank you for listening to Pluribus, the official podcast, an Apple TV podcast produced by Highbridge Productions and Sony Pictures Television. Be sure to follow on Apple Podcasts to get the next episode in your feed, including those bonus episodes, and watch Pluribus on Apple TV where available. Our editor and mixer is Nicholas Sy. Theme music by Dave Porter. Associate producers are Alana Hoffman, Justin Verbeest, and Nicholas Sy. Executive producers are Jen Carroll and me, your host, Chris McCaleb. Follow and listen on Apple Podcasts.
That was fun. That was fun times had by all. They might have, hold on, 'cause sometimes they have a bonus episode with like the costume designer or some shit. Either was episode 4. No. Please, Carol. Please, Carol. Please, Carol. Please, Carol. Please, Carol. Terrifying. I was like, oh, yeah, we definitely just drifted back into horror movie territory. But now we can talk about the episode. If you haven't watched the episode, I would probably, I mean, you shouldn't be here in the first place, but we will now be able to talk about the episode. I'll try not to spoil my own reaction for you too much. Why is that going through there? Yeah, see, these headphones keep fucking up. I knew it wasn't me. I'm too amazing. Or actually, I don't have it on that low or that high. It might not even have an echo for you guys. How does that sound? Can you... Is there an echo for that? I don't think you should be able to hear the music. It's barely playing. I'm fine with that sound. That way I don't get too into the jamming. Let me lower it a little bit at least. As for raw dogging, I wasn't sure if maybe you were just trying to be polite, but the term raw dogging comes from having sex without a condom. Just being like, it does mean just do it, no pre-planning, no nothing. But that's the original reason why it was a thing. It now means other things for sure. Was that fun? Did you all learn stuff? We all learned stuff together. No, it's fun learning stuff. People, I don't want to learn stuff, and I'm just like, I think you want to learn stuff. I kind of want to just paint the whole thing and then just put a blue hue over it, but I still feel like that would take more time than it's worth. Let's go with like that, maybe-ish, possibly a little bit. It looks like it's a little bit more blue. I think I had a good color for it last time. You guys can talk now if you want to say stuff. If you don't, you're again. I'm more than willing to just sit here and yap to myself and paint stuff. I would be doing that regardless if there was anybody watching. Bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, I still think I should do that, put the blue hue over it. Alright, let me add that to a different layer then. I'm really not good at this part. I'm way better at drawing stuff, obviously, than digital painting. That was kind of the whole reason I wanted to start doing these more often. Oh, I think it's getting too hot in here. Dave Porter always goes crazy. But I'm listening to Dave Porter more with Better Call Saul. Because I'm really happy I'm finally getting caught up on that. The German dude just got yelled at by Mike. Which I love that scene too. Because he's like, please, you have to understand. It was just drunk people being drunk. They have probably forgotten all about me. And he's like, the German National, in the middle of Albuquerque, talking about pouring 4,000 tons of concrete into an underground facility. And the German guy's like, okay, yes. I promise it will not happen again. And then Mike goes, what does he say? He's like, I need you to understand the kind of man that we are working for right now. Think of the secrecy involved. Think of how much you're getting paid. Now think of what would happen if something went wrong. Conversion camps, 40 in the 2000s? Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It really is. I love him, though. Don't tell me anything. Fuck, I need a mod. Don't tell me anything. I don't want to know what happens to him. I know he's going to die. Just because, like, as soon as he was like, oh, I have not been away from my wife for very long. This is the longest I have ever been away from my wife. My accent just left. I had the German accent going for a second. I lost it. But as soon as he was like, this is the longest I've ever been away from my wife, I'm like, oh, you're gonna die. Boo. I'm like, Mike's gonna have to kill you, isn't it? It's gonna be like the start of him being a colder Michael Ehrmantraut. Because Mike's my favorite character. Mike's always been my favorite character. Walt. No half measures, Walt. Again, I just met Lalo. He's great. I was going to start painting him because I want to get that. Actually, I might. It's only 3. I know there's only 4 of you in here, but this is fun. I haven't done this in a while, and this is giving me like experience points because I really never stream, like ever. So this is making me happy that I'm getting some practice in, so I can start doing this more often because this is fun. Like, you see me on camera, I'm an entertaining human being. I feel like I shouldn't have to be doing it for drunken idiots at 4 in the morning. I should be doing it for y'all. I should be on here every night. I was debating because my family's gonna be out of town for Thanksgiving, so I'm gonna be by myself. I was debating telling my other coworker at the bar, because she has kids. I was debating being like, yo, if you want me to cover Thanksgiving, I'll cover Thanksgiving. But then I'm also like, I could do like an all-day Thanksgiving stream. Like, that could be fun, I think. I don't know. We'll see how light my bills are by the end of the month. Oh wait, thanks. No, yeah, what's today? Yeah, today's Thursday. Sorry, I brain fart for a second. But yeah, conversion camps, I feel like those were a thing back then. I feel like I heard about them back in the day. If anything, I feel like that it would be more something that happened back in the day. I feel like these days it's too... people realize how fucking stupid it sounds. Like, one of my best friends is... like, I used to call them lesbian bestie, but now they're non-binary bestie. And I feel like I'm gonna need them to come in and do some damage control for me, because I talked a lot of shit this particular episode on the reaction, because I felt attacked that everybody was like, you think that she would go with the rapist? The rapist that freaking she hates? Oh my god. I'm just like, she hates everybody, first of all. Second of all, there's nobody he can have sex with. There's literally not a single person. He can't have sex with the old Asian lady. He can't have sex with the young girl that wants to become one of them. He can't have sex with the old dude that's from, like, Mongolia. He can't have sex with the Indian lady because she's got a kid and married and wife and everything. And I'm like, it's not fair that that dude gets so much shit when he was like, have I ever done anything like distasteful to you, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, see, he's not that bad of a guy. And then Carol, in this episode, has the, why is she so fuckable line. I was like, ha, you see, she's a creep too. And then she ends up drugging her and making her cry and then almost kills her. And I'm like, she could have been in Vegas in Elvis Presley's suite getting like a back massage, being fed grapes right now. But no, instead she almost died saving Carol from the hand grenade. And then after almost dying saving Carol from the hand grenade, she almost dies again because Carol basically drugs her and almost kills her. It's like, see? Now, at the same time, I'm on Carol's side, 100%. 100%. This was... because I was stupid. I even say in the reaction that I was like, wow, I didn't even think to ask them, hey, can I fix this? I don't know why it didn't occur to me to ask them that. I've done such a good job of being able to be like, I think she's going to ask them this. I think she's going to do that. I've done a pretty decent job. Again, I love Carol. That's my favorite part about this show, is that it makes you talk. I just feel like a lot of people got, like when I went online, it wasn't even just me. There was a lot of people that were calling the French dude a rapist, and I'm like, who is he going to have sex with? He's trying to make the most out of a bad situation. They're going to eventually turn it. and he knows that. He's willing to just let them, like, they're gonna rape him, his brain, basically. They're at least being, like, again, he was very polite, he was always courteous. Like, he wasn't, like, smacking them. Like, it'd be one thing if he had a whole, like, gaggle of women get off the plane and, like, one of them, like, talked out of line and he, like, hit them or something. But he seemed like the nicest, most politest, most friendly guy. So when everyone was like, oh yeah, he has a bunch of sex slaves. It's like, what else is he gonna do right now? He's just trying to enjoy the last, like, month of having individuality that he has left. There's no one for him to have sex with. Everyone's like, no, leave my guy alone. So then again, as soon as she was like, she's so fuckable, I was like, my girl, Carol. My girl, Carol. I'm still so mad that I lost that camera layer. Like, not that it took me that long to make it, but it was still annoying to have to do it all over again. Which character? Oh, the French dude. Again, I think that he has some horribly tragic backstory. Like, I feel like his life turned to shit probably before everything went bad. I don't know. He seems like a nice guy. It was upsetting me to hear people talk so much shit about him when he was the one that I was like, this is what I would do. But again, now that Carol is like, that's me being stupid though. Because I didn't think to ask them, how can I fix this? I thought to ask them, hey, how can I make it so that I can exist at the same time as your biological imperative? I don't know why it never occurred to me to ask them how to fix it. I feel like, genuinely, I feel stupid. Ugh, these always take me so long. I feel like this is a decent start. I would say right now we're at like 30 to 40%. I'm going to... I don't have... Damn, I got enough for maybe one more L. But this is fun. I am enjoying spending time with you all. This is the longest I've talked to anybody on stream. Like, it makes no sense because I've got 30-something thousand followers on TikTok that I should totally be utilizing that more than I do. And I've got the 6,000 followers on YouTube, but I haven't done anything all year, so YouTube is really making me apologize to the algorithm. Yeah, exactly. See? Like, I was born here in America, but, like, I don't get to travel. My rent is so expensive. Because I choose to live by myself. That's the only adult thing I always say. I'm still a child with basically everything. With the exception of the fact that I have lived by myself consistently for over a decade. But, man, it is so expensive. And I just never have any money to travel. That's why I've been trying to get... Here, you guys can look at it real quick. Or actually, here, can you do me a favor? Can you check to see if my website's working properly finally? I've been trying to get it working properly for the last God knows how long. It's right there. bartendnerds.com. Okay, never mind. We're back. It disconnected for some reason. I was getting nervous. I'm saying, man, he was so cool. Like, I feel like I'm gonna lose followers when this one comes out, because I go off at everyone that talks shit about my boy. I'm like, how dare you? How dare you besmirch his name? Oh, I have my freedom. That's probably why. I'm just now realizing I had my VPN on this whole time. Alright, so sorry about all the disconnect, reconnect. We hopefully, knock on wood, we should be good now. I didn't realize my VPN was on. I feel like that's been messing me up. So, apologies again. Look at how nice this looks, man. I really do enjoy my setup. Here, hold on. I'll show you the rest of it. My place is kind of not dirty, but my coffee table has got all my artwork and shit on there. Bum, 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 bum. Hector Salamanca. This is your last chance to look at me, Hector. This is your last chance to look at me, Hector. A crippled little rata. This is how you want to be remembered? Crippled little rata. I don't know if you guys saw the Gus one yet. Look at this one. Look at this one. Tell me this isn't crazy. This was me for sure batting above my weight. Give me a second. Hold on. I still can't get over how good this one looks. This is one of the best things I've ever painted. Look at that. It's hard to see because it's so dark in this scene. But I genuinely can't get over how good that looks. Like that is photograph. I don't know how the hell I pulled that off. I wish I could pull that off for this one and all the other ones. Like, it's funny because the whole point of doing these was the same thing with my comic, where I was just trying to have a reason to draw more, but then eventually it turns into something that like might be able to get me out of bartending. Because again, look at like all these paintings right here. I have the originals all right there. I want to just sell them, but I want to finish the shows because I like having all of them behind me as the show goes on. And then once the show is over, be like, all right, I'm going to sell all of these here on the website. But I wanted to finish the website, and I couldn't get the website running. It's been a nightmare. I had so many plans for this year so that I wouldn't have to bartend for Christmas. All right. Let me just go off stream for a second. Just us? Oh, I was going to say it's just us now. Hi. Back to our girl. And then where's that reference? There you go. I mean, it's only the end of November. My thing is that I have everything I need to start selling stuff. Because I can still sell prints. Like these right here of Mr. Robot. These are prints. Like that catch. These are prints. I've got like 4 different types of papers, different texture qualities. Where's the Breaking Bad one? I have one that's not taped. Hold on. The Breaking Bad one is dope, but this one's a different color. This one actually probably is more accurate color of Breaking Bad yellow than that one. But I've got so many of these down here that I like redid to make them look all fancy so I can sell them as prints. That it makes no sense that I don't do it for like Christmas money, you know? So I'm trying to get the comic up and running this weekend so that starting next week I can put on the website, hey, you know, watch my YouTube videos because I'm going to have all of them embedded. Like if you go to the reaction, again, please, if there's 2 of you, please just real quick, just go to the site and just make sure it's working. I'm not doing it. It's not like to get like extra money or anything. I just want to make sure that everything's working properly because it's been screwing me lately. Pictures on the reaction tab don't load though. Good to know. Click on some of the reactions. Make sure that it leads to the YouTube videos. And I think each video has the corresponding artwork that goes with it, but it might not. It might just be the videos right now. Like I might do that tomorrow on stream, is just work on the website. But like I'm trying to start streaming constantly. I have no life. All I do is sit at home. I enjoy it. This is the life that I have chosen, and I chose it well. But if I can make a living out of doing this, because again, I feel like I'm a pretty entertaining fella. I feel like 15 years of bartending has given me a pretty fair amount of personality. Especially 4 o'clock in the morning, South Florida bartender. Sweet mercy. Yeah, no, because this is just me trying to get it up and running. Thank you, genuinely. I appreciate it, both of you. Much, much obliged. Hey, you want me to draw something special for you two? What do you want me to draw? I'll draw a quick one if you want me to. You want me to have, like, Saul trying to... Oh, can you imagine Saul in this world? Saul would be taking advantage. Saul would be an asshole. If Saul had everybody in the universe cater to his every whim, I feel like he'd be way worse. I haven't made a comic for that site in like 3-4 years, but I've been paying money for it every year like an idiot. It just doesn't make sense. Like, I have my own .com. She just actually, that was the last thing that really, no, that was the second to last thing that happened, was he was apologizing to her. Like, yo, this will never happen again. I'm so sorry. And she's like, let's do it again. And I called it the entire episode. I was like, this, because her life looks so boring. The life at Mesa Verde doing the banking stuff, even though that's what she wanted to do. I was watching her and I'm like, this looks excruciating. Like, I complain a lot being a bartender for obvious reasons. It's very aggravating at times. But man, that life looks miserable. I spent too much time screaming at people and telling them to go fuck themselves. I can't exist in normal society anymore. Like, my boss just got a new bar. It's really nice. It's fancy. It's down the street. And he's like, hey, do you want to come work there? You know, work a shift or two? I'm like, Tony, all I do is yell at your customers. Like, literally, all I do is tell people to go fuck themselves. They have to earn it, obviously. Yeah, I know. I didn't watch Ahsoka, even though I love the character. Like, I was never a big Star Wars fan until the internet kept hyping up the Clone Wars TV show. And man, Clone Wars TV show, like, not the whole thing. You have to watch the episode guides you can find online. That'll be like, yeah, skip 70% of season 1, skip all of this, get to that. But if you listen to them, man, Clone Wars is good. And then I watched Rebels. Rebels was fine. A little more Scooby-Doo, as what I think somebody called it once, and I was like, yeah, that's a fair assessment. Scooby-Doo. Let's put you up there. Merge you down. Let's start blending you a little bit more. So, legitimately, I do not recommend watching all of Clone Wars. It is not that good. There's a lot of it that is totally worth skipping. But, this is, okay, look at me. Where are we? Where's my little fancy operation pad? Bam, look at me real quick. I am not a Star Wars fan at all. I have seen every movie once. I have never watched any of these movies a second time. Any of them, even the originals. I don't care for them. They're fine. I respect them for what they have brought to nerd culture. Lightsabers are cool. I try to Jedi mind lift stuff all the time. Excuse me. But still, just not a huge fan. But Clone Wars is really, really good. But you can actually find it online here. I'll find it for you right now. Give me a second. Go to art. I'll pull it up. And I'll just drag it onto the screen real quick. Or episode. That's gonna have to be on this one though. Otherwise, it's not gonna look the same. It'll look bad. There we go. Like if you type in Clone Wars episode guide, recommended reading, episode guide. Go to images. That's what you gotta do. That's where you find it. There they are. Like legit, if you go to Google and just type in Clone Wars episode guide and then skip all the actual links, go to Google Images and you'll see numerous ones, but the second one, I'll put it up right now. This is the best one. Where's the link? This is the one that I did. I'm going to put it in chat. Hold on. There. Like, look at, like, if you look at season 1, there's 4 episodes to watch. 4 episodes. You can watch 4 episodes. Give it a shot. If you like those 4 episodes, go from there. Season 2 has 10 episodes to watch. Season 3 has 8 episodes to watch. Like, these are easy. These are easy. Because, again, like, it's hard for me to recommend Clone Wars the way that I should. Saying that it's like Sopranos, full-blooded Italian. When Clone Wars is good, I like it better than The Sopranos. That's blasphemy. My entire family would like disown me if they heard me say that. But when Clone Wars is at its peak, ooh, Clone Wars is good. Ooh, Clone Wars is so good. Clone Wars made me like Star Wars a little bit. I at least now know all the names. I know the Bothans. I know Tatooine. I know all the names of the little other guys. Like I'm in it now, but not enough that when I saw Ahsoka, because Rebels was right afterwards, and that's where Ahsoka really came back. And Ahsoka's final battle with Vader is my favorite Star Wars moment of all time. So the fact that they kind of like retcon it, if you haven't watched it, I'm not going to spoil it for you. But the fact that they kind of retcon her final, like her last scene in Rebels, made me kind of not want to watch Ahsoka. Because I thought her ending was perfect. I thought that was a great ending. And I don't mind Rosario Dawson. I think the only thing I ever really liked her in was Daredevil. Bum, 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 bum. Ba-da-da-da. But yes, should you want to watch Clone Wars, I highly recommend going by that link that I just sent you. Those are the only episodes I've watched. And then I think each season gives you like 1 or 2 like bonus episodes, like if you really want. Like you don't have to watch these episodes, they're not important, but if you're digging the vibe, here's a couple extras for you. I still think Andor is probably the best Star Wars thing I've ever seen. Bill Burr's thing in Mandalorian was pretty dope. I don't like Mandalorian. That first season was good, but then it just got stupid. But Bill Burr's, even though he did that Saudi Arabia thing, and I'm still mad at him about that. Oh yeah, I was talking about how I'm waiting to see whether or not second to last episode of the show is the Catch a Predator reference. Oh, I see it. Well, I mean, considering, I'm sure you've heard the copy pasta meme about Ahsoka. But yeah, Mandalorian, like, again, I really liked season 1. I thought season 1 was pretty cool. I was like, oh man, Dave Filoni, look at you with your live action chops and Jon Favreau making some moves. And then second season, it was all right. I kind of liked it. Again, it had my favorite moment from the whole thing was with Bill Burr. But then literally I remember, like the stupid Luke thing notwithstanding, I remember when season 3 started and like they're fighting a water monster or something. And like all the Mandalorians just suck. They're all just like getting, it's like 50 of them. Like these like super awesome warriors. And again, I don't even give a shit. I'm not one of those people that are like, they're ruining the lore. Mandalorians are supposed to be the greatest. Like I don't even give a shit. But I give a shit enough to be like, that's kind of stupid. I feel like they should have been less garbage. Dun, 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 One Piece music for the win. Don't get me started on Walking Dead. You don't want to get me started on Walking Dead. The last episode I watched was the Glenn Negan episode. The finale cliffhanger. And not because it was a cliffhanger. I read the comics. I thoroughly enjoy the comics. And I was very mad to see that the show kind of was just... They fucked Negan up. I heard that they did him justice afterwards. But his introduction is one of my favorite introductions of like anybody ever. And I was saying how the Glenn reveal or whatever, the Glenn fake out, like when it happened in the comics, that was the end of the comic, and you were just like left with that gut punch. And I was like, oh my god, well that man, that was so horrible. Oh my god, I hate Negan. Who is this guy? He's the worst character ever. With the show, they took that away from you because they made it a mystery. And like I feel like 80% of people probably had it spoiled for them, like in the off season. It just felt like they ruined one of the best introductions of anybody ever. Plus, the show was already kind of garbage by that point. That show fell off hard. Granted, the dude, Frank Darabont, the guy that made the show, they fired him after season 1. I think he sued them for like $400 million because he was like, that was my show. Like, that was my idea. I gave it to them. All I did was say, yo, give us some more money so we can make a better show. And they fired me. But that was my show, and they took it from me. And I'm like, yo, what? Seriously, though, what the fuck? And then just every season, it just got, I don't know, it just got dumber and dumber. The Terminus arc. I'll give it credit for the Terminus arc. They did the Terminus arc very, very well. That was a well done arc. I will give them credit for that. And I'll give him credit for the Negan episode up until his introduction was terrifying. How everywhere they kept going, like the tree was there or something blocking the path, and they're like, nope. I can't remember what Trevor from Grand Theft Auto kept saying. It was something like, do you know what day it is? Or is this a good day? I can't remember what creepy thing he kept saying. But you just felt it. You're like, oh, they're fucked. They're so fucked. And then when Negan came out, like when Negan comes out in the comics, he's like screaming. He's like, it's pee-pee pants time! Is it pee-pee pants time? When he came out in the show, he was like, it's pee-pee pants time. I think it's pee-pee pants time. And I remember he says, like, I understand he couldn't say this on AMC, but in the comic, I remember he says, I'm going to beat the fucking fuckity fucking fuck some shit like that out of one of you. And instead, on the show, he said, I'm gonna beat the holy hell. And I'm like, the holy hell? Say shit. Just say, I'm gonna beat the ever-living shit. Like, that's good enough. That gets the point that Negan is someone to be feared across. They nailed the casting for a lot of people, though. I didn't see, the hell is his name? The dude with the tiger. Ezekiel? Is it Ezekiel? His casting was great. Abraham's casting was insane. Abraham probably had the best casting on the show when it comes to looking exactly like the comic. The comic ended well. I enjoyed that ending. I don't know how the show ended, because I for sure tapped out. But if you haven't read the comic, I enjoyed the ending of the comic. Some people didn't. I thought it was a fine wrap things up. That spot needs more red. Thank you for sticking with me for so long. I thoroughly appreciate it. I know I said that already, but I'm going to say it again, and you can't stop me. You have no power. I mean, you could stop watching me, but who would want to do that at 3:30 in the morning? I know you said it's a different time over there, so... Or is that the other guy? Other girl? Other person? Oh, for sure. That's what a lot of people remember from that show more than anything, is Glenn getting killed. I was mad because he like almost gets killed in an episode like right beforehand, where like he's like hiding under a dumpster, and it was just them being like, "Ah, you thought he's not gonna die. Oh, now he's dead. Ah, I mean, that's stupid. That's cheap." But they did do some things better. Like the governor. The governor was way better in the show. Rick was supposed to get his hand cut off. But the guy, Kirkman, was like, I kind of wrote myself into a corner there, because now he has to fight all these people, and he doesn't have a hand, and it kind of suspension of disbelief gets kind of fucked up when he's fighting, you know, numerous people and he's missing a hand. Like, he's not Superman. They made Carol pretty cool. Carol dies pretty early on in the comics. Carol dies... I'm trying to think when Carol dies. Because I feel like I remember it being like they swapped it. I think... Does Andrea die in the jail? It's fine. I'm still here. I still need to beat Cyberpunk. That's the one thing that's upsetting me, is I still need to beat Cyberpunk. I keep meaning to play it on stream and have fun with everybody. Excuse me. Excuse me again. I never burp. Sorry, that's super gross. I don't like what color that is. It needs to be, no. Yes. Carol? Yeah, I think so. Sorry, I spaced out. Again, I tapped out. I think Carol dies in jail. Does Andrea die in the jail? I think she does. I think that's what it was. But in the comic, Andrea becomes the Carol. Because, like, Carol's like a Jack Bauer, basically, character. Andrea is not a Jack Bauer. She just ends up becoming, like, the world's greatest sniper. Also, I think her and Rick. Her and Rick become an item. Like I said, it was good. I enjoyed it. I have to finish Invincible, too. For all the... I had such high... Again, look at how dope that looks. Come on. Come on. Come on, give me credit for that. Give me credit for that painting. Give me credit for that painting. For how dope that came out. Like, that's what I say, is I'm really good at drawing things. But digital painting is just not my forte. Not my forte. Dun, dun, dun. I need to, like, the thing that I keep realizing that I really need to do is with the 30,000 followers I have on TikTok, even though followers don't really mean anything on TikTok, it does mean something for clout when you first go to the channel and you're like, "Ooh, is this person, you know, worth following?" Sometimes you see, you know, oh, it's only got, you know, 20 followers, whatever. You see 30,000 followers, you know, maybe. I need to make a video. Like, I remember the first time that I ever streamed, like, legit, like, the first time I ever streamed was I made a video on YouTube I made a video on TikTok, sorry, where I was just like, hey, look at all this cool, look, I've had this computer for a long time and I've never done anything with it, but I'm going to try to stream tonight and maybe it would be fun. You should come join me. And I was pleasantly surprised. I had a fair amount of people come and hang out that night. And it was like for my very first stream ever, to have like 10 people that stayed with me for like hours. I was quite happy about that. I want to start streaming to TikTok as well when I do these. I have Restream, so I can use that for Twitch as well. I just didn't feel like trying to set it up finally tonight. I was already running late. I figured I would be better off just hanging out with a couple of you. And look what a fun time we've had. I should have kept a VOD for this too, though. I didn't. I wasn't sure if I was gonna. Oh, I guess I'm not sure how the. Man, you know what? Let me do a little bit of blur to it. I'm not sure how the Vince Gilligan podcast thing. Sure. I've got two of them. It's both Bartend Nerds. I just really started that one. That's really just for reactions or reaction shorts that I make for YouTube. Then I guess I might as well post them on TikTok too. Joe Sim is my main account where you will see the most ADHD ass TikTok account you've ever seen if you go to Joe Sim. You'll see drums, guitars, paintings, sketching, Mandarin, bartending, yelling, exercising, comics, animation. Like, it's ridiculous. My ADHD is just so, like, it's crippling. It's a genuinely crippling thing that I have. That's why I'm happy that you guys have given me reason enough to stay focused throughout this. Look at how good those windows are starting to come out, though. Took me a minute. It was after the fight, but the fight plays in his head while he's taking the shower. So it's like a flashback, flash forward. Yeah, same thing. Bartend Nerds. I have a little thing that's supposed to go here, but it looks here. Hold on, you'll see. No, not that one. Cancel. X. Save, right? Yeah. And then there. You see how there's a white outline around the circles? It didn't look as professional, so I didn't leave that up there. But there you go. There's where you can find all the stuff. Look at me being all prepared. Where did I go? Where did I go? It's a mystery. It's a mystery for the ages. All right, I got maybe, what time is it? 3:30. I'll go to 4. I don't think I'm going to finish this tonight, but I'll go till 4 at least. How long did this take so far? 2.5 hours. It's not too bad. I do need to get faster at this though, which again is the point of all of this. As much as I'm enjoying doing all of this with all of you, the point of the reactions, the point of these artworks, well, is just to get better at drawing. I'm not a good enough artist. I should be better by now. I've been doing this for far too long to not be better at this by now. Or at least have more of a fan base, you know? Because again, I've been trying to make I've been trying to really like hammer home the point that like I don't know another reaction channel that does this. It takes me forever and I'm not consistent enough, so that does kind of suck. That's my fault. I'm trying to get better at that. But I've never heard of a reaction channel that paints something for hours for every single thing that they watch. Just to be able to give you guys a time lapse and cool things to have in the background. Because again, I don't really have a lot of nerd shit. Like, I have a little nook that I just recently made. Is this thing working? Is that thing even on? Let me see, hold on. Elgato. It's not plugged in, I guess. That's weird. Oh no, there it is. Here, hold on. Elgato. No. That's weird. Please use Facecam. That's what I'm doing, but you're not showing me anything. Save. That's so weird. I wonder why it's not showing up. What if alright, here, let's try this. Give me a second. This is what I'm talking about when I'm trying to get things to work properly. No, you're lying. You are lying. It should be working. And I don't understand why it's not. Let's try this. Hold on. Ugh. Oh. Surprised I'm still up. Ready? Boo! Boo! Hey! Does it work this way? No. Damn. I think it does on this one, though. Hold on. Yeah, see, there it works. Fuck, man. Welcome. Like I said, it's a little mess. My coffee table has a bunch of shit. That's my dope-ass printer that can print posters and all my prints for me. I keep forgetting that I have this camera angle, right? I feel like I should utilize this. But again, look at the setup, man. Like you can't even see all this. You can't even see all of that. There's like 10 monitors down here. Like it doesn't make sense to not do this like every day. Why not? I'm always home. I have to work tomorrow, but not till 10. I can for sure stream till then. I'm off all weekend, so I can stream all weekend. I got all kinds of shit. I'm telling you, this is for the gaming part. This is just my other computer. Then for the art. Reactions. Oh, there we go. Then for the reactions. It does a whole bunch of other stuff. I guess I don't remember what all of them are right now. I spent a lot of time. Everything changes color in the background. I can make it so that, like, donations or super chats or whatever the fuck they're called can trigger light flash. Woo, congratulations, whatever. A subscriber. Woo, subscriber. I want to make little my own little alerts that are just me, because again, this is what I like. This little guy this little guy down there. That little guy down there. That could be an alert. I didn't even think about that. That's so clutch. I didn't even think about that. Hey, you two want to see something that you can be the first ones to see it. That's so clutch. I didn't even think about that. Watch this. Oh my god. How did I never think about that? That would be so cool. Poses. So here, ready? Let's say there we go. Bam! Look at that. Ready? Watch. So like right now it would look like this, and then if I get a subscriber, thank you, whatever, and then I've got I have 1,000 of those. Bam. That's smart. I'm going to start. I haven't started playing on Twitch yet. Again, I wanted to get... That's right, it's not on this one. Save, that's fine. I wanted to get everything working properly before I started Twitch stuff. And then again, I also wanted to get the restream. I wanted to make sure I could figure out the VOD so I can play music and not have it get sent to certain platforms. I for sure want to make sure I can stream on TikTok, but it's hard to do vertical on TikTok because they don't give you an API key sometimes. I think Restream just... I think I just applied and finally got it. That's what I'm saying. Like, this should have already been a thing. I should have been doing my... I started this channel so long ago that by now I should have already been, like, able to not have to bartend anymore. The only thing that I always say that I give bartending credit for is that I would not be nearly as funny, I don't think. I think bartending definitely gave me a spotlight on me the whole time that I'm there. Dun, 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 dun. That definitely made me funnier than I should be. It also, like I said, it also made me at least... I was such a puss growing up that it's wild that people know me as the angry guy that yells at everybody. when I just want to sit at home and paint stuff, not bother anyone. Tolerance for what? Dealing with staying awake, doing it for a long time, bartending, drinking, like what tolerance? Sorry, it's almost 4 o'clock, so my brain is running a little. Not as good as it could. How about that? This needs that. Then let's go to the there. Then maybe there. Let's record a little bit. Oh yeah, no, 100%. Again, the few live streams that I have done, this is natural to me. Being on camera, talking to people, like right now, I promise you right now, if there was 700,000 people in chat, I would talk exactly the same. That's the one thing that bartending has done for me, is it's given me, I have zero public speaking, being the center of attention type thing. But it's funny because I'm just not that guy. I just want to be kind of like left alone. But it's like, whatever. If I could have some fun with this. Like, I keep saying that maybe once I stop bartending, it might change my personality. Like, maybe if I'm not dealing with idiots until 4 in the morning all the time. Like, I'll probably be more inclined to want to go out with my friends. The 700,000 of them that have been, like, begging me to go to their bar or just go out drinking, period, for, like, 10 years. Like, I've got friends that come into the bar, and when I'm trying to explain to people, because they'll be like, come to my bar, come on. I'm like, I don't go out, man. Like, no, come on, everybody goes out. Like one of my friends will be there. I'll be like, hey, Corey. It's like, yeah, what's up? I'm like, how long have you known me? I don't know, 13 years? I'm like, how many times have we hung out outside of this bar? He's like, I don't know, 6 times maybe? I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. I've been trying to be a little bit better at that. I've been trying to at least invite people over for dinner, stuff like that. COVID was rough. If you go back in my YouTube channel far enough, I had my dog bite my face off. It was actually during The Expanse. I was just starting, this channel was just starting to blow up, and I was like, not blow up, but it had just started to do good. And I wanted to do something special, so I was gonna record a whole coffee painting of Avasarala, like tutorial type thing. And my dog of 10 years just ripped my face off. I had to go to the hospital. 3 hours of not plastic surgery. What's it called? Cosmetic surgery? Not cosmetic surgery. Reconstructive surgery. And like he did a great job. Like, you can't really tell. You can see it right here that my face kind of goes up just like a little bit. And then, here, hold on. Like right here is where the lip got reattached. Right there. If I don't have the mustache, you can see the scar plain as day. And then right there, my nose got split down the middle. Again, it's kind of hard to see when you're always at this angle that I usually have. It always makes me look at it. Like, I don't want to see it. Ugh. But that was going to be a stream. That was going to be everything. It was going to be so much fun. And then that just, all of 2020, because like I was still making videos. Like if you go back and look, you'll see that. Like I've got videos where I like have my face like still, hi everybody, I still want to watch La Casa de Papel. Because La Casa de Papel is one of my favorite shows, so I'm gonna do, like, even with that, I was like nuts to that. I got this. But then after a while, it was just, I just kind of fell off again. One of the furthest places I tried in Mexico City is a plane ride over south of Florida. It was night, but I saw this squared land of lights and had chills. Streamers chill with something new for encounter. Sylvia, you've been to my city. Haha, cool. See that? Friends. Friends. Oh, shit. Let's see a quick comparison how we're looking so far. It's getting there. For sure it's getting there. I need more spinach real quick. Probably shouldn't have been making this coffee at 4 in the morning. That's cool though. Legitimately thanks to you two, I figured out that thing to make animated me be my stream alert. Like, that's brilliant. I have so many of those that I can use for different. I can do a little thing that I can trigger them. If I'm not here, if I do this, I can have that guy talking for me. Hi, it's me. I'm that guy that you just saw. But now he's gone. Where did he go? Here, hold on. Whenever I want to smoke, that way I don't have to worry about terms of service shit. Where is it? There it is. Hold on. Ready? I'm jamming to this song, too. Let's say, whoa, ready? Wait, whoa, what was that? Just now realizing his right arm, his hands are too big, I think. I've got big ass clown hands there. I don't understand. Why is everyone in chat being so mean? Well, I kind of already am. Here, hold on. I'll pull it up. Can I do this screen? Sony overlay. Let's go over the Sony. Let's do display capture. Let's do Dell. Save. Dell. And then let's put you. Oh, let's see where it lands first. But top shelf, I think is what it's called. I can't remember if I put that on the. Oh, that's right, it's the top shelf. Top shelf buds. I guess I don't even pop up yet because I'm not cool enough. Oh, there already is someone that has that name. I thought I was the only one. Top Shelf Lupin. Lupin Sensei. Running slow as shit, computer. I guess you are. I am asking a lot of you. I take it back, computer. I take it back, computer. You're a good computer. You take all the time you need. So these are the kind of videos that I really want to do. I made this, what, like 5 years ago. I had it on this channel at first, but it didn't really get that many views. Can't hear it, hold on. Where this ended up being an hour-long video. Look at this. 50 minutes damn near of me just talking about the entire first season of Lupin on Netflix, because Lupin the Third is like my favorite shit ever. And that's what all these little guys are for, is these type of videos. What I want to do is at some point get to a point where I don't have to edit all my reactions, because the reactions don't take that much, but I keep putting too much effort into them with all of this shit. So if I can get better at drawing so that I can draw faster, if I can start making enough money to just pay like an editor, or if there's like an AI that they come out with that can do it for me, then I can focus on those type of videos, which is what I would really like to do. I've got one about Street Fighter 2, the animated movie, because that's like my favorite movie ever. And I really wanted to do that. I just haven't had a chance yet. Lupin. The show on Netflix is okay. I don't mind it. But Lupin the Third is an anime that's been out in Netflix in Japan for like 8 million years. And it's just a dude that travels around the world and steals shit. Travels around the world, steals shit. There's a chick that he's in love with that always dicks them over and steals the jewels instead, and leaves him with nothing, running from the cops. The cop follows him everywhere, but they're like best friends, kind of. I don't know, it's not, I wouldn't say it's wholesome. Well, because I didn't want to clog up the channel with people that don't give a shit about those type of videos. But the fact that you know about Mr. Plinkett, we're friends. If you really want to know, one of my favorite things to do on the channel that I don't get to do a lot is voices. I've been doing voices for a very long time, and I feel like that's one of the ones that I can do pretty good as Mr. Plinkett. Let's talk about this episode. Let's talk about this episode of Pluribus and why it's better than the last 5 Star Wars movies. It's because Kathleen Kennedy. Tell me how flawless that was. Good times, good times, good times, good times. I'm not even talking shit. I love Red Letter Media. Like, I'm so happy that I got into Red Letter Media before I really started making YouTube videos, because I feel like I would have ended up being like that kind of, hi everybody, welcome to the channel, just because I wanted to like be part of the YouTube, like that's what everybody was doing. But I feel like because they make fun of that, and because they're just, him and Jay, like I love listening to them talk about movies. They never, even when they talk about like hardcore nerd shit, they never go over the top with it. And I've tried to like, I don't want to say model myself around the Red Letter Media guys, because that sounds sad. But like when it comes to my level of YouTube nerderdom, I've tried to keep it like to a not embarrassing level, you know? Like, I keep saying that when it comes to, like, when I was watching the Ninja Turtles show. Like, the Ninja Turtles show is really good, so I can't even, like, talk a whole lot of shit about it. But it's because it had such great animation, and because I was able to, like, come at it from an artist standpoint, that it made me feel a little less goofy. Being a dude in, like, his damn near, well, now I'm in my 40s, but at the time I wasn't. Watching Ninja Turtle stuff on YouTube. That's why I was happy that Pluribus came out. Like, Pluribus gave my channel the adult audience. Not maybe an audience, I don't know how old any of you are, but just it's happy. I'm happy to be reviewing stuff that I don't feel slightly embarrassed being on YouTube talking about. I feel like she needs to be shorter. I feel like she needs to be shorter. 80s. The Millennium Falcon. No, I'm doing something wrong here. That's... I can liquefy it from here. No, go back. I know, Andor was really good. It was one of the first times that I saw Star Wars and I didn't want to gouge my eyes out. At least that's what my daughter tells me. We haven't spoken in a million years, and that's just how... Like, I love those guys. I can't believe how long I've been watching the Red Letter Media guys. I think the only two people on YouTube that I've watched for as long as I have is the Red Letter Media guys and H Bomber guy. H Bomber guy is probably my favorite YouTuber of all time. He hasn't had a new video ever since the one where he took down what's his face. This video is about James Somerville? What the hell is the guy's name? Lightsabers! And like, I don't agree with everything they say, for sure. Because they're like film nerds. Like, I'm not a film nerd by any stretch of the imagination. I would like to say I am, but not really. Like, I like, there's so many movies I haven't seen that I was considering watching for the channel. Like, I've never seen any of the Top Guns. I've never seen any of the Predators. I know that new one just came out. I think I saw Aliens, the second one, like a million years ago. But it could also just be me remembering seeing, like, references in other stuff. So I can't even, like, I can't call myself a film nerd. I've never seen, like, Citizen Kane. I ended up doing a reaction for the new Paul Thomas Anderson movie that just came out with Leonardo DiCaprio. The other day, I was, before I sat down to watch Better Call Saul, I was like, you know what, let me watch a movie rather than a TV show. That might get some more views than having to worry about stuff that's like getting, you know, stuff like that. Like that's an evergreen thing where just a movie reaction can be around forever. So I ended up watching that movie and I was fucking bored. Like, I guarantee you that there are film nerds. Like, I could feel it. I could feel that film nerds probably will watch that movie and be like, this is one of the best cinema things that have happened in the last friggin' 5 years, and it's so important to cinema, the kind of thing that Paul Thomas Anderson brings. Like, I was so bored. Benicio del Toro crushed it. He was the best part of the movie, hands down. Sean Penn was just weird. I don't know why I chose it, considering that I'm not really the biggest Leonardo DiCaprio fan. I don't care about the 25-year-old thing. That's his life. He can do whatever he wants. And I don't vibe with him as an actor. I got not like a real argument, but I got into a heated discussion at the bar with this girl that was like, I want to fuck Leo. Leo's so hot. I'm like, all right, like that's fine. Like, I guess I don't care for his. I find him to be a good movie star, but like Leo has never like made me cry. Like that's what I was trying to explain to her, is that I was like, I love Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is regardless of how crazy he used to be back in the day, I feel like he's provided me with so many good movies. Like I always like I defy anybody to name me like 3 bad truly bad Tom Cruise movies. And like you can't. They don't exist. I don't blame him for Eyes Wide Shut. That was Stanley Kubrick and the friggin' sex rings that he was investigating, possibly. Vanilla Sky wasn't a bad movie. It was just weird. But at the same time, I wouldn't consider Tom Cruise to be a good actor. Like, I just wouldn't. There's never been a moment where I'm like, oh my God, Tom Cruise. That was an amazing scene. He's a movie star. I see Tom Cruise, I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go, Tom Cruise. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go, Tom Cruise. Well, I can't even say cocktail because every time I'm at the bar, I don't do a whole lot of flippy nonsense. But every single fucking time I do, someone has to be like, oh, that's like Cocktail. And I'm like, I've never seen that movie. I should watch that for the channel. Bartender watches Cocktail. I could watch it at the bar. Like, that's another thing, is that before I stop bartending, I would like to start utilizing it more. Because I have full control of that bar. That bar is basically mine. I could stream from that bar. I could do reactions from that bar. I could do like podcasts or just, you know, not interviews. Like there's a bunch of people that I would like to get on this, like that I think would have a lot of fun on this channel with me. I just need to get the ball rolling. That's why I was trying to do I did the community post for the Better Call Saul thing. Because I do want to start letting everyone get involved more. Which is another reason why I've been very appreciative that you've all talked to me for as long as you have. Because that's what I want. I want to get back in touch with everybody. My Discord used to be the shit, but it was so many kids. The Ninja Turtles reactions got like tens of thousands of views each reaction, and I got a whole ass Discord. I had mods, I had everything. They were always there, and I really dug them. And I still like you know, they weren't all kids. But I feel like the majority of them have departed. Like I haven't even been in the Discord in forever. God damn it. Sorry. Bum, 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 bum. I'm debating whether or not I should start a second Discord that's 18 and over only. But then I would feel like they would be like, you abandoned us, you know? Or just start, like, because it's already pretty empty now, just have the same ones. But I'm afraid to, like genuinely, I'm afraid to start watching more adult stuff and start getting a more adult following and have the couple of kids that are still left in there. Like, not that I don't trust any of the viewers or nothing, just, you know, might as well just, no, you stay over there. When it comes to these type of shows, you know. Like, I've never watched, one of the movies that they were trying to get me to watch that I haven't seen yet is How to Train Your Dragon. The original ones. I was debating watching those for the channel. But then I'm thinking about if I do that, like, I might get a lot of kids again, and I want to kind of stick to... Again, like, just because I'm an adult now, you know? But I guess How to Train Your Dragon is, like, such a cherished one. Like, I watched The Emperor's New Groove. I never saw that one before. And that one did numbers. And that was just a... That was a Discord poll. They were all choosing what to watch for movie night, and that was what won. And I was like, you know what, guys? I've never actually seen The Emperor's New Groove. They were like, what? No, you gotta watch it with us. So I watched it with them, made a video about it, and it did numbers. Again, like, I'm not trying to talk shit about the Discord. They were great. I love them. But, like, every time I go to the Discord now, it's just everybody posting Rise of the Ninja Turtles memes. And that's fine. I'm happy they have somewhere to do it. Like, I don't want to take that away from them. That's the only reason why I'm considering just making a second one. Just in case I don't really watch any more animations. Which I probably will. But just in case, I want to let them keep their place where they get to talk about stuff, you know? I'll go back. I said I was going to go till 4. It's already 4:11. So how about this? I'll go till the battery on the pen dies. I saw that it was at 10% battery life. Maybe like, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes ago. Kind of looks like the painting, Scream. Alright, you know what? Let's Gaussian blur this up a little bit because I feel like it's too... We're getting there. Debating leaving it like that for now. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. Copy, paste. And then Gaussian blur you. Right? Like, I feel like it's fun. Well, that was the thing, is that there's the Discord that I'm talking about, it has a huge focus on creative stuff. There were so many people that would put their fanfics, their drawings, like it was a really, like, cute little community. I enjoyed it. Just, again, a lot of it was kids a lot of it was about Ninja Turtles, and I love Ninja Turtles. Don't get me wrong; it's my favorite thing ever. I just saw today that they're not gonna make the last Ronin movie. That sucks. They said because they want to Sonicify it. Nickelodeon was like, yo, rather than make this like deep and dark and depressing, but like super badass, official like kind of sequel from the creator of one of the creators of the Ninja Turtles. Instead, let's make more. Whoa, wacky tubular, bro! Gotta get some pizza, man. You know what I think? I think that Kathleen Kennedy's working at Nickelodeon now. It's probably some kind of conspiracy. Trying to ruin Ninja Turtles. I grew up with Ninja Turtles. They were my favorite back in the day. Yeah, see, that was my thing. So what I want to do instead when it comes to the animation section is I want to at least watch some more adult stuff. Like, I just finished Cyberpunk, and I was mad that it didn't get more numbers. Because I ended up spending so much time putting the whole thing together into one giant video. I don't know what I did wrong there that didn't get any numbers at all. But whatever. But I did want to watch Gurren Lagann, because Gurren Lagann looks dope. And I still have to watch... here, hold on. Where is it? Before anything, I gotta finish Mob Psycho, and I have to finish Dan to Dan. Like, look at this. These are like maybe 60% of the paintings that I've done for this channel. Like, this is easily probably like 70, 80, maybe 100. Like, this was for the Ninja Turtles one. Here, hold on. Let's close. Bam. Like, some of these came out so nice. But when it comes to these, so these were just screenshots from the actual show because they looked dope. This is pastel. That was watercolor and ink. But, like, I don't feel comfortable selling these. Does that make sense? Like, yeah, I made them, and they took hours and hours and hours and hours. But same with this stuff. Like, it's just me looking at something that, like, someone more creative than me put together to look that nice. Like, this one of One Piece, come on. That took, like, days. But it's just, it's a picture from the show that I just drew myself and then watercolored it. Like, I don't know if I'd feel comfortable selling these. I don't, like, but then I see people that will, like, they'll take this and they'll put it on like a pair of shoes, you know, on one side it's Luffy, on the other side it's Kaido, but it's this picture. And it's like, how is that really any different than this? But it's still just, I don't know. When it comes to stuff like this, where like that's a coffee painting from Watchmen, like that makes more sense to me to sell because that at least has some artistic expression put into it. RRR, the movie... Sandman. I didn't finish Castlevania. That's speaking of adult animation. I have to finish Castlevania season 4, I think. There's the Dan to Dan. This one came out nice. I feel like, dude, it took me so long to get the right lighting. I feel like this is such a, like, this orange gives off such a good vibe. That Mob Psycho one is dope. Like, I know that you've been seeing these in the little slideshow the entire time, but I feel like seeing them in person, seeing that they're painted on stuff like this, gives it a more like, holy shit, these look really dope vibe. Because again, these look dope. This was pastel also, but you can see the texture on it. It's like plasticky. this was something that I can definitely start doing more often, where just I took requests. I'd say, hey, what do you want me to draw? And people gave me, oh, I want you to draw this. And it's so funny because this was my first real true exposure to One Piece. And now One Piece has taken over my life. It's my straw hat right there. It's one of the only nerd things that I have constantly always up. One Piece, oh, there's Bill Cipher. One Piece is probably my favorite thing ever. And that's kind of fun. Yeah, there's Lupin. Lupin Sensei. But yeah, I feel, and then these ones for Invincible, like this was on the iPad. This is one of the few things that I've actually like designed myself, if you want to say that, where I looked at a reference, I kind of made, like this picture doesn't exist anywhere in the show. This was something I actually made myself, which I don't do. I'm not creative like that. So that was fun to be somewhat creative. With this shot of Nolan, I just took the shot that they already had, but it was kind of from the side, and I just tried to figure out what it would look like if it was coming straight from the front. But that's a dope-ass picture, too. But again, it's kind of just a tweak of the actual screenshot. So I don't... Like this is so nice. I would love to sell this, but I just don't know if I feel artistically comfortable doing that. It makes me feel like I'm ripping off this one right there. Like that was just a screenshot from the anime, but this took forever, and I feel like there would be people that would still want to have it. Like right now, they're just all in a pile on my desk, serving no real purpose other than to be able to pull them out and be like, look, aren't these cool? They could make me, like, that's Christmas money right there. If I sold all of those right there, that's Christmas money. I could buy gifts for both of my nephews that would put all the rest of my family to shame. Last year, I ended up getting him this dope-ass, like, 3-foot-tall Batman robot, which didn't even make sense. Batman wouldn't have a 3-foot-tall robot that has, like, missiles and rock'em sock'em hands. But when I tell you, ooh, I won Christmas. Ooh, I won Christmas. I think everybody was kind of mad at me. Because everybody was like, look, don't you want to play with this toy? And he was just like, yeah, Batman robot. Well, there's a couple... Actually, you know what I could watch? You know what? Thank you. Because I keep forgetting about this. Every time I see a preview or a clip of Common Side Effects looks right up my alley. And that's an adult animation that I wouldn't feel goofy watching. Because adult animation is starting to catch up. For all the shit Rick and Morty gets, for rightfully so. Like, Rick and Morty definitely, like, I was reacting to Rick and Morty on the channel. I tell people once in a while, I had the very first Rick and Morty podcast on the planet. Back in the day, I had the first one on the planet. Because I was like, yo, I think this show is going to do numbers. And then I just fell off. Same way I do with everything. I just fall off. Well, again, I can do that on the channel. I mean, on the website, and not have to pay Redbubble. This printer, that printer right there, that's a $700 printer that my brother-in-law bought me for my 39th birthday, 38th birthday, one of my birthdays a couple years ago, where that thing prints posters. Like, look, hold on, I'll show you. And I've got everything. I've got the tubes, I've got the shipping material, I've got shipping labels, I've got padding, I've got cardboard. Like, look at these. Can't see them that great because of the color, but the glare. Maybe if I take it out. A little bit less glare. This is the shiny one. Go, get back in there. Like, these were test runs, but they're sellable, so I didn't want to throw them away. Because that ink is expensive, yo. That ink is like $110 per thing. There's a big one of the Elliot. Here, you know what? You might get a better... There you go. You get a better view there. Like, that came out sick. People would for sure have that hanging up in their... Helsinki from La Casa de Papel. I ended up making a cool little, like, each one of these, each one of the prints that were coffee, I made a coffee stain with my actual coffee mug and then scanned it and then put it into it and then made a coffee signature with the coffee itself. And each one gets a different coffee signature to make them, I don't know, feel a little bit spiffier. This one I wanted to sell, but I don't think that I can. Because the Rick and Morty people are very specific about selling stuff that looks like it could be actual merchandise. Like, if you sell something, because like you can apply to sell stuff that are Rick and Morty fan art related, and they get a cut. But that's one of the rules, is that it can't look like something from the show. You ready? You ready for the Expanse? You ready for the Expanse real quick? I think this is still one of the longest digital paintings that I've ever done. This, I think, was like 9 hours altogether. How about that? How about that now? That's another one of those. I've got some other ones, I think, somewhere. The fuck are we listening to? Is this still One Piece? I don't think this is One Piece. Dreaming of Utopia. Yeah, I don't know about that. That doesn't sound like One Piece to me. Sorry, let me just put all this stuff back so I don't crease it, bend it. Right here, I'll show you. Hold on. I'll show you how prepared I am. This is how stupid it is. This is how stupid I genuinely am. Let me put on Harris Heller. Hold on. His stuff is fine. Here, watch this. These are all so, like, it's so stupid. This could have been my life so long ago. I've got a scale to weigh all the envelopes and all the other things. Here, hold on. I'll show you all the fanciness. And maybe showing you all the fanciness will make me want to be more fancy. Thank you all for sticking around so late still. Because you stuck around, I'll show you how stupid I am. So first off, bam, got like 30, 40 of these. Pop that out. one of these. They seal shut. Did I get that right on the first try? Ooh, look at that. Butter. 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 Done. On top of that, I even bought a little, it's a little perforated cutter that I make little wraps that you can just peel, and then it opens up because I wanted it to look as fancy as possible. That's that. I'm an idiot. I could be selling those. And then these are the actual prints. These are all the test dummy prints that I made. Some of these aren't like up to my standard. I was just gonna sell them for cheaper prices. But I've got the cardboard, the 5x7s. I've got a million cardboard 5x7s and envelopes. I've got maybe, I think it's 100 slip cardboard things. I have the envelopes. I have the fragile do not bend stamp. I think I have some Expanse stuff in here. Hold on. That's more La Casa de Papel. I thought I had some of the Amos paintings in here. I don't see it. This is kind of cool. You'll appreciate this. So this right here, it's a special paper. It's odd that I sealed it. I don't want to open it up again now. Oh, there you go, Avasarala. Baby, you want to talk Expanse? I got you. For sticking around, you get to see this. So when I was telling you earlier that my dog bit my face off back in 2020, this isn't the official one. The official one's right there hanging in a frame because it's important to me. Because it's what I was painting when he bit me. When I came back from the hospital, there was a little bit of blood that had dried brown on the coffee. So I ended up just working it into the painting. So there's literally my blood in this painting. So that's why it's special and no one gets to have it and it's framed. But this is a touched up print of that painting that I made with just coffee of Avasarala. And it's one of the prints that I think that I would really like to sell. So that's why I made it look fancy. It got one of those individual coffee things, but more importantly, this paper is butter. This is like watercolor textured, super expensive paper that I could sell if you wanted to get the upgrade. I've got cardstock, I've got shiny paper, and I've got the textured super paper. I wasn't sure what to use, so I was just like, fuck it. I might as well just buy all of it and go from there. This is just an original of Jessica Jones. I'm happy she's coming back for Daredevil. Yeah, there we go. There's the Breaking Bad one. Has anybody watched Dark on Netflix? This was... I have a badass poster of this hanging up on my wall over here. I feel kind of conceited that I have my own artwork hanging up on my wall. Because I actually don't think I'm that good of an artist, but that one just came out kind of dope. There you go. That's a better shot. Like, that came out really nice. And of course, because it's one of the ones that I make prints of, it got a special blue. Like, this is it. I've got everything good to go. I could open up my art store tomorrow and have money ready to go. But I'm trying to get the YouTube channel. The German Show, Doc. Ja. Ja. Dude, when I tell you I love Dark. For me, no, never. No, never. Goodbye. Doom Patrol. That's another one that I liked so much. But I have to finish Doom Patrol. I didn't want to sell all the Doom Patrol paintings until I finished that show. Like, there's so many paintings that I can't sell until I finish the show, and I just get distracted, so I don't finish the show. The YouTube goes to shit. Having the YouTube is what gives me the audience that knows about all of this, that wants to buy it in the first place. It was the whole reason I got rid of Etsy, because Etsy is like, you know, oh, we're taking a cut because we're giving you exposure. It's like, bitch, I don't need your exposure, Etsy. For me, no, never, no, never, goodbye, goodbye. All right, I think this pen is almost dead. I still got some time left, I think, though. $4:30. Been streaming since what? 1:30. That's what I thought, but I made a really nice TikTok where I put every single one of those on the floor, and I went through them, and I was like, "Look, do you guys recognize anything that you might see?" And it didn't get anything. So I keep trying to figure out what I need to, because again, my TikTok's like, I've got. You can check my TikTok. I have one of my videos got 8.4 million views. One got like 1.1 million. The last one I had to go viral did like 700,000, and then the part 2 did like 300,000. Like, sometimes my videos go crazy viral. My little webcomic that I make sometimes goes crazy viral on Reddit, Imager, what have you. That's why I wanted to have the website ready, so that if one of the comics goes viral and everyone goes to the website, they could see the YouTube, they could see the store, they could see all that. I want to sell prints of the comics that people might want, but I don't think that any of my comics are worthy of prints. So I wanted to put like a disclaimer that says like, hey, I don't think that I should charge any money for any of these, but if anyone would actually want to watch or would actually want one of these, let me know. Why does this second window... What am I doing wrong here? Is it just because I'm seeing more? No, this needs to be... Liquify. Rectangle. Should I move that over more? Maybe that's what? Yeah, that is what it needs to do. Okay, that makes sense. Let's rectangle you. Because I want to make sure that I get this up by tomorrow. Right about there. Yeah, okay, I didn't realize that the window positioning was that off. Probably should have just added some paint there, but whatever. Point is, that looks better. That looks more accurate. See, look at that. We're already halfway there. And just like that, it looks more accurate. Keep forgetting to change the... Keep posting through the flops. I do. I just forget. I've got so many fucking plates spinning. That's my problem. My ADD. I could just be a YouTube reactor, but I also want to be an art streamer, and then I also want to have art for all the reactions, and then I want to have a webcomic that is just my own little like journal, basically, because it's fun to make, and then those go viral once in a while. And then the TikToks, like I always say, it annoys me that the TikToks that go viral are always the ones that I put zero effort into. Any TikTok that I actually put effort into, meh, whatever. But if I just like pick up the thing and I can start talking shit, fucking 500,000 views. I don't get it. Every time that I think I understand TikTok, it's like, no, you don't. I suck at Twitter. I don't understand what I do wrong on Twitter, but I've never been able to crack Twitter. No, wrong layer. Come on, I don't have much more time in me, and I want to at least get the viewfinder perspective angle to look more accurate. No. A little bit more high. Then I hate how much I've enjoyed Twitter, because I was never a big Twitter person. I never really cared for it. And it sucks that like everyone tried to leave for Blue Sky and just didn't work. Everybody came back. But man, Twitter's funny. Twitter cracks me the fuck up. That shit today with Elon, I don't know if you guys saw what happened with Elon Musk today on Twitter, is that he made Grok to the point where it has to say better things about him than anybody else. Like if you're like, hey, who's smarter, Albert Einstein or Elon Musk? Like Grok was like forced to be like, I do, well, even though Albert Einstein might have done a lot for the world, he didn't really do enough when it comes to this and that. Meanwhile, Elon, blah, 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 powers through. And people just had a field day. They were like, hey, who's a bigger pedophile? Freaking Jeffrey Epstein or Elon Musk? Oh, listen, Jeffrey Epstein, maybe he may be able to pull that off. But Elon Musk is I think they just took it down recently. I was dying reading some of the things that people got it to say. Again, that's why I love this show. And that's why I was all for trying to figure out how you can break it. I was a game tester for EA Studios back in the day. Or EA Sports. EA Sports. It's in the game. And even though I stopped doing it because I was like, I don't want to play video games for a living. Meanwhile, that's kind of what I'm going to end up doing maybe. But on my own, it's going to be games that I actually want to play. I got stuck on NASCAR 06. I've got a really great story, though, when it comes to how I quit EA Sports. I want to make a little animation TikTok / YouTube story time type thing, because how I quit EA Sports is one of the funniest stories that I have in my arsenal. It is absolutely hilarious, and I don't think it's like an NDA thing. I'm pretty sure, I was gonna start the video going. So when I used to work at and then have like a lawyer come out and be like, when I worked at DA athletical activities. Aw, thanks, Johnny. This is for Pluribus right here. This is for tomorrow's episode. I'm going to try to get this up as soon as I can. I'm going to try to go to sleep because this is basically done. You want to watch a quick time lapse, Johnny? If you're still here, real quick. 30-second time lapse. Actually, everybody. You know what? That might be how we end it. At the end of this time lapse, we'll call it a day. Because I am getting... My eyes are starting to bleed a little bit. We can watch. This is what you'll be seeing. Here, wait. Let's see if I can get it to look correct. Where is it? No. There you are. And then let's make you come on, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I don't want to run out of time. Not angry there. Yeah, that works. Delete. Bam, look at that. Look at me down there pointing to my own painting. Here's me pointing already on. Here's me pointing at me, pointing to my painting. That's some Inception shit right there. Thanks, me. Oh yeah, you know what? I didn't even think to notice that. Hold on, give me a second. Let me go back. When I lost the camera. Like look, I put so much effort into that camera. That is the other one. Or is that one? No, sorry, never mind. I lied. That was the first one. And that wasn't that much effort. Yeah, right there. That's too funny. That's too funny. That's where it all went downhill from there. All right, I think this is where we left off. This, fuck. There's still enough of you to want to keep for me to want to keep going. Here. What do you want to do? You want to talk about the show? I'm gonna let I only had 5% left on the pencil. I'll stay up for a little bit longer. When you're all ready to call it a night, I'll call it a night. How's that? I want to at least go to bed before the sun rises. I feel like that's a fair trade for all the excitement that I've given you. You want to see some time lapses of the Expanse ones? I think I have them in here. I don't think I have anything in here that's NSFW. The Boys, Expanse. Here, pick one. Which one do you want to see? You want to see the Amos one? Reference. There you go. Oh no, my iPad died. The other iPad. I'll probably fall asleep, right? You've all been definitely giving me. I for sure would have gone to sleep. Were it not for everybody hanging out with me and us having a jolly good time. I'm just now realizing that the status bar type thing isn't what it was supposed to be anymore. That was for the Apple podcast, right? Yeah, I can just get rid of that. Was that where my music was? No, it's not. Spotify's playing the music. So why is Reddit now on that one? Oh, that's the whole one. Yeah, there you go. That was the... There. That's what you should watch Clone Wars wise. Just that. 100%. That is the only... These are the only episodes that I've watched. Is these episodes. Already? There. These ones right. Can you see the... Oh, you can't see the mouse. Why is that over there, though? That should be here. I must have accidentally moved that. That was why I couldn't find it earlier. See, wasn't this fun? You got to help me work out all the kinks. And then put that E there. And then we can turn you off. Oh, you missed it, sorry. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Here, where do we leave off? Right around here? Go back. Go back. Curse you. There we go. There. Need to fix that actually too. So that the border is more accurate. There we go. Right? No, you can still. Oh yeah, that's just the status bar. Good. Like I said, I'm happy to fucking. Anytime that I'm doing anything that you're happy that I'm doing, it makes me happy. Like I told my aunt today that that's the only thing that makes me happy. I was put on this planet to suffer and be miserable, but to make everyone else's life a little bit better by being a goofy jackass that just has a bunch of random talents that he can find ways to use to entertain other people. The Bobby one came out pretty good. I don't think that I have the time lapse on this one though. Oh, I do. Bet. Oh shit, sorry. This one looks dope. I'll give myself credit. Like there's a couple ones that I've got this printed out somewhere because I had it up back here when I was watching The Expanse season 6. Again, if you like The Expanse, please go watch those other videos. Those are all fun. Like, those were some of the start of me painting stuff for the channel. Mr. Robot was the start. I was watching like 3 or 4 episodes into season 4. And I was like, I'm always drinking coffee. I don't know, maybe I'll try painting with coffee. I don't even know why I came up with that idea. But then that just ended up being a thing. And then that turned into painting, acrylic paintings, watercolor paintings, coffee paintings, digital paintings, pastels, sketches. Where's my sketchbook? I'll show you my sketchbook. Hold on, my sketchbook is dope too. Here, you're not even ready for this. Let's go. Make this a little bit faster. By the way, I am madly in love with Roberta W. Draper. Like Frankie Adams, the actress, for sure. But you see what I'm saying? Where I'm not really good at rendering skin. I'm a much better drawer, which you'll see right now. Watch this. Ready? This right here. You're not ready for this hotness. This was my first real sketchbook in like a million years. This is 2017 was the first one of Doctor Who. There we go. Omar from The Wire. Frank Turner, punk rock singer. Ed Harris from Westworld. That one didn't look the best. Alphonse Elric. How about our boy? How about our boy real quick? Huh? How about our boy real quick? Huh? It's your turn now. The only person that's a live action character that I like more than Amos is Walter Bishop from Fringe. This guy's my hero. This guy's my favorite. I love this dude. This was the Invader Zim Season 2 DVD cover that Jonan Vasquez drew that got rejected by Nickelodeon for being too violent. I ended up... Again, this is the same thing where I just looked at it and then drew it, but it took forever. This is back when I still liked Joe Rogan. This was Inktober, like 2019 maybe. Greg Giraldo, my favorite comedian. Tom Segura before he was a douchebag. He's technically my favorite comedian, but he's not the funniest. He's just the person that like influenced me the most. John Mulaney. Bert Kreischer before I realized he was annoying. Elle from Death Note. Little Man from My Hero. Little Man from My Hero. Attack on Titan. Levi versus the Beast Titan. Joker, Little Joker from Batman Beyond Return of the Joker. Creepy Hand Dude from Demon Slayer. Hold on, I gotta salute before I show you this one. There we go. My captain from 1017. The best episode of television. Oh, something, did the music stop? Look at that. The music stopped. The music stopped for my dog. Oh, we're about to talk about Fringe in a second. And the last one, this is the most, because this was the Luffy one. This was, I think, last year. And then I lost this. I couldn't find it forever. I made an 80. I have another YouTube channel that I haven't told anybody about. You can be one of the first people to hear about it. Here, you know what? Here, whatever. Too tired to try to find the link for it now. Where I have 30 videos already edited, already uploaded, where I spent 30 days just letting my ADHD do whatever it wanted here, and I completely reorganized my entire life. And I ended up finding this. And after a year and a half of not being able to draw in it, I drew this. Gary Oldman from Slow Horses on Apple. Since we're talking about Apple and Pluribus, Slow Horses. If you don't watch Slow Horses, you don't know about how dope Gary Oldman is. But this was my first time doing a portrait sketch in forever. Because I think it was... Yeah, because these were all ink. Was it Walter Bishop? I think Walter Bishop was the last portrait sketch that I did. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm just now realizing that. And this was probably like 2019 also. So the fact that I haven't done like this took forever. But that's because he's my hero and I love him with all my heart. Anna Torv. We're not even going to talk about Baby Girl. I'm so mad that Mindhunter didn't get another season. But I don't think I have it on here. I might have it. So, if you liked Fringe, this might make you cry. Birthday. See all. It was last year on my birthday. If I can find it, you'll love this, I promise. It's just, I had so much drama also happen on my birthday that, like, it was the most it was one of the most depressing birthdays you could possibly imagine. I went into my birthday thinking I was gonna have a dad, a girlfriend, and a dog for the first time in, like, probably for the first time all three in my adult life. And by the end of my birthday month, all three were poof. That was super depressing. But if I could find this fucking video, you'll love this. My sister, she ended up asking me who are my like 3 favorite people on. Oh, perfect, I found it. Come on, I should be able to. I guess I don't want to have to access it. No, damn it. Do I have it saved on here? Oh, there it is. I have it saved. Bet. Here you go. Ready? So this is John Noble. This is Walter Bishop from Fringe. Listen to this. Listen to this.
Hello, Joe. John Noble here. How are you? I got a terrific note from Jenna.
That's my sister.
Your little sister. And she told me that you got a 40th birthday coming up. And that probably feels quite strange to you.
I cried seeing this.
The stages.
Because, like, Walter Bishop is like a father figure. It sounds goofy to say, but, like, my dad is my dad. Let's leave it at that. Like, literally, the day before my 40th birthday, my dad got pissed off, drunk at me and my sister, said, fuck all of you, and literally wrote, missed your 20th, missed your 30th, now I'm going to miss your 40th. We'll try again at 50. So, like, that's what I went into my birthday with, like, super depressed. And then my sister sends me this 8-minute long video of Walter Bishop just talking about life, how he got started on Fringe. My sister was like, all he was doing was talking about himself. I was getting nervous. I'm like, Jenna, I cried my eyes out that Walter Bishop is saying, hey, Joe, happy birthday. Like, it's the sweet, because he was the, when he wasn't evil Walter, when he wasn't Walternate, like, Walternate was a piece of shit. Walternate reminded me of my dad so much. I was so mad that the Walter Bishop, that I was like, man, I wish my dad was like Walter Bishop. And then Walter Bishop turns into my dad. I'm like, no, that's not what I wanted. That's not. It was like the monkey paw. I wish my dad was like Walter Bishop, and it ends up just doing it the other way around. I never thought of it that way. That's kind of funny. Oh, that's actually really funny. All right, that should have... This is actually... You'll just appreciate this. My friend said that she drove by Taco Bell and made the sad puppy dog face. I hadn't seen her in a minute, so I drew her passing by the time. This is actually a picture from her thing. This went viral, but not from me. This picture of Biden and Trump went viral on the internet just from how weird it looks, and all I could think about was this looks like the 5 elders from One Piece. So I specifically added all of these guys in, and I tweeted it out, and then I put it on Reddit, and then one of the bigger One Piece Twitter accounts, millions of views. Millions and millions of views. Didn't credit me, nothing. Didn't credit me, nothing. I don't think I have the Invincible thing in here. Let's see if I do. Where's Invincible? Maybe I don't have it on here. Do I have this whole thing in here? This would be cool if I have it in here. Yeah, look at this. You want to see some crazy shit? So this is the Macho Gazpacho Fury kick from Ninja Turtles. Where... There we go. That's the background. These are how many frames. Like, look, this was the start. This was the rough draft. And then... Wait for it. You're going to love this, I promise. But this is how many frames I animated. Well, reanimated, I guess you want to call it that. But I wouldn't even call it a reanimation. It's just me copying. It's just me looking at the screen, and I've become a human copy machine. But I don't know how impressive that is, you know? Like, it feels impressive sometimes. Watch, ready? Watch how dope this is going to be. Like, that looks disgustingly nasty. I did the background from scratch. I did everything from scratch. Oh, hold on. I need the other guys. Where are the other guys? Where's the Foot Clan? There they are. How did I forget the Foot Clan? Is that everything? All right, here. Now let's watch it all together. Ready? Go all the beginning. Ready for how dope this is going to look? Bam, play. Nasty. Nasty, 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 nasty. Again, those Ninja Turtles reactions were not blowing up, but there's no one reacting to it. And like I came from it. I lost track of how many paintings I have. If you check the community tab or the community posts, I've got a picture of, I put a picture of I made a collage of every single Ninja Turtles thing that I did for the channel. It's like 100 paintings. It's ridiculous. I did so much effort. This is coming out soon. I can't wait. The new one, I'll for sure be doing a reaction to the new Knives Out. I did a reaction to what's it called? To Glass Onion. And I fucking loved it. That was the dope-ass Cyberpunk Edge Runners. These are the Pluribus ones. There you go. You can see the Pluribus ones in action. And then let's see how much I can finish up with this before I pass out, because it's that time is for sure coming quite soon. But I would like to get a little bit more done before that happens. Reference. Having the reference up here instead of on here is actually really beneficial. I kind of like it this way. Did I get that to look right now, finally? Actually, no, let me do it this way. Right there, right there. Maybe a little bit further down. There. There. A little bit further. There. And let's do that. I feel like that'll make it easier. Sorry, we're back. What did I just get rid of? Oh yeah. Lost my train of thought. And then we can just do it this way instead. I can't believe I've been doing this for freaking 4 hours now. After not doing it for the entire year. Is that a piano back there? Sorry. Where was I? Then, like I said, I'll definitely get this reaction up by tomorrow before I go to work. And then I'm probably going to be streaming all weekend, like real talk. I don't know what. I might just let everyone decide. Maybe I'll play video games. Maybe I'll draw. Maybe I'll watch stuff. Maybe we can watch a movie together. I have fun doing this. Like, it's not even like a chore to me. Oh my god, I have to stream. Oh my god. Like, these motherfuckers, I wish they realize how good they have it. I like staying at home. I'm always in front of my computer. Always. There's never a time that I'm either sleeping, cooking, or in front of my computer. Hiccup. I'll put more details into all this later. I'm just trying to block it down at least before I pass out. And then I'll put a... Here's what I was thinking about doing the first time around. Let's go with that one. I never learned all of this shit. Dodge, overlay. I feel like one of these is probably what I'm looking for more than just the opacity. That's funny. I didn't realize that it lets you do this and see what it looks like. Because I've never used any of these. I've been an artist my whole life. I've never learned overlay, dodge. If I put it up higher. Okay, there we go. Okay, I get it now. Like it's kind of like, so screen is kind of what I'm looking for, I think. Right? Overlay doesn't look terrible, but I think screen looks more. It looks more like the screen. Ha ha. Ba ba da ba da ba ba. Ba ba da ba da ba ba ba. Yeah, I think it's screen. Lighten? No. Like, look, screen. Like, if I just lower the opacity of it a little bit, that looks pretty much on point. Worst case scenario, I'll just leave it like that and I can come back to it and fix it. The point is, I think that's about as far as I can take this. I'm so tired. How much battery left? I only have 22, and that would have lasted me a little bit longer. But I want to make sure that I get to sleep so I can wake up and video edit for you wonderful, wonderful people. So, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Luancy, Sylvie. Sorry, I gotta stretch a little bit. Bless both of your souls for sticking around as long as you have. This was a long one. 4 hours of listening to me without editing. That's a feat. So I hope that I have at least provided you with the correct amount of entertainment. But I am for sure passing out. I love you all. Mwah. See you tomorrow when you can watch the reaction. It'll be a fun time had by all.